Yo, salute everybody. We got a special guest in the building. My man British Sterling right here in the screen just below me. British Sterling. He is doing a walk for peace 2021. Let me mute Stu's mic right quick. Doing a walk for peace 2021, walking across the United States Forrest Gump style. Like straight up cross country. What? Well. First of all, welcome, British, and we're gonna talk to British about what he's doing and all of that. And we got my man Cooks 24 right here, podcast for. He definitely helped hook up this interview and set it up with us and all of that. So he's definitely gonna help co-host. And then my regular co-host right here, Stu Dog, over there. We in the building.
Ooh.
So, all right, go ahead, brother. What was you about to say?
So I was finna say, what's good with everybody? I hope everybody doing all right today. Appreciate you having me on the show. Stu, what's good with you, Brody? Cooks, what's popping?
What's
Word up.
What up?
Yo, salute to my man Chris Gamash, aka Masher, in the chat. What's good, my man? So we got a lot of Instagram homies and stuff, man. Shout out to the Madmen of Comics and the Comic Dudes. And shout out Full Blast Radio, the FBT Tribe, and Al Mega and the Comic Crusaders. So, like I said, we got British Sterling in the house. What state did you start in?
I started in Florida, Pensacola, Florida.
Wow. And you're walking to Washington State?
Yeah, Vancouver, Washington.
So that's
Wait a minute. That's
like
across the whole United States, my man.
Yeah, that's corner to corner.
Yeah, that's. You started out in Pensacola. Now, why not Miami? Why not start out in Miami?
I wanted to get as close to Alabama as possible, and then as close to Oregon as possible, because that way I could say, yeah, I did from Florida to Washington. No matter where in Florida, I'm still in Florida.
Right.
Smart.
And then also Pensacola is where I did my A school when I was in the Navy.
Okay. Nice. So you're a Navy veteran.
Yes.
And were you over there? Did you get deployed?
So I deployed twice.
Not in there. Get out of here. All right. You serve aboard. You do any sea duty?
Yeah. I spent altogether, it was like, with all the time added up, the little underways, the long deployments, it was 2 years and 7 months on water.
Okay.
Wow.
You do a sub? You do a carrier?
No,
Nimitz?
Carrier.
Nimitz class?
Yeah.
Regular? Okay.
Nimitz class. I was on the Bush. The first deployment was to Washington. The second was on the Bush. So.
Oh, you did the George? Yeah, I was on the George Washington. Yeah, it's a big boat.
Okay. Yeah.
Big boat. I did dry dock on the George Washington. That's a big boat.
Okay.
That's a big boat.
That's something else, man. Thank you for your service, because I would not. I can't do it, man. I can't imagine it. Being on sea that long, man. Just man.
Ain't nothing, man. It's just like going on a cruise, baby. It's just like going on a cruise.
Yeah. All right.
Without all the amenities.
Just the boat don't rock as much. Yeah,
without
just the
any,
boat don't rock.
Yeah,
without the pool. Yeah, without the pool. You don't get no pool. You don't get a pool.
You get to jump in the ocean.
No lobster.
You don't get the midnight buffet.
Right. No
There's
lobster.
no midnight buffet.
They got lobster. You don't want lobster. If you get any day you get steak and lobster, that's a bad day. He knows. I'm gonna point over here. He knows it. So if you get steak and lobster, you just waiting for the captain to say, "Hey, everybody, this is the bad thing that happened today."
Right.
Like, that's what steak and lobster means.
They pick you up to let you down.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Is it true that sailors are superstitious? I've always found squads to be a superstitious bunch, man. They always been like, with the tattoos. You got any tattoos?
No tattoos, no piercings.
Okay, yeah. I always found to be superstitious with the tattoos. It's stuff like you cross the equator, you get a certain tattoo. You go around the world, you get a certain tattoo, stuff like that, man. They got tattoos to ward off sea monsters, stuff like that, man.
Yeah,
He know what I'm talking about. That's why he laughing. He know.
Now, my grandfather, he was in the Navy.
Yeah, he
He
know what I'm talking about. That's why he laughing.
definitely had his tats and his anchors and all of that stuff. But that's that old
Yeah.
school Navy.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah, World War II,
Hey
cat,
man,
Korean
traditions
War,
carry
cat.
over. Traditions carry
yeah.
over, man. Traditions carry.
Absolutely, absolutely. So does being in the Navy, did being in the Navy have anything to do with you wanting to do this walk for peace?
No. This is something that God placed on my heart to do. I actually talked to someone about 2 years ago, and we were talking about going across America, me discovering the country that I fought for. So, to a sense, it could be like it may have been worded differently if I didn't fight for this country, but it was something God placed on my heart to do. So I just got out and do it. But I wouldn't like give credit to the Navy for that.
Right, understood. No, I didn't mean credit. I meant kind of like war, you know, being in the military, dealing with war, dealing with, you know, the opposite of peace. Was that something that inspired you?
Nope, I wouldn't even say that, because I mean, maybe when I do, like if I do a peace walk overseas or something, possibly. But as far as here in the States, when I think about peace, I don't really think about the opposite of war. I think about the opposite of chaos. War and chaos, I would say, two different things. Like America is at chaos within itself, not necessarily war in itself. Like we are in war within ourselves, but it's more of like lack of understanding. So it's a very, very chaotic nation at the moment. So with me doing a peace walk, just trying to clear out the chaos, get rid of the ignorance, and educate everyone.
So it's not a peace walk for like world peace. It has nothing to do with war. This is like you're talking about peace in the United States. The country being at peace with itself, not being so divided, not, you know, all this that started ever since, you know, I want to say, you know, George Floyd, or Donald Trump.
No, I'm gonna say it, Donald Trump. When we elected Donald
Yeah.
Trump, country went down.
So-
Country went down. It went down a pie hole, and that's just it. You know, people got to understand. Like, you know, British Sterling been in the military. I know he understands that. A lot of people think that patriotism is, you know, that I got the flag, or you know, they talk all that rhetoric. But when it comes time to put your boots on, lace them up, pick up your weapon, and go fight for the country, not everybody got hurt knees, bone
I can't do
spurs,
it.
things of that nature. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Not
if you
everyone's
American, you
able bodied.
right.
Yeah.
No, a lot of them are able bodied. They just don't have the courage to do it. Like
Yep.
British
But it's
Sterling, like
scared.
when I was in the Marine Corps, we had a saying. At least I was brave enough to sign on the dotted line. That's what we used to say, because you got a lot of guys, they walk around, they got skulls on, you know, they got on camos, they got guns, but it's easy to shoot at something that ain't shooting back
They
at
ain't
you.
shooting back. Exactly. Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like they what Deion Sanders said, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So that's what it is. You know, you got people, they love America, they love the idea of America, but when it comes to defending America, now we hear crickets. Now we got to start taking volunteers. You know what I mean? Like we got to take volunteers. We don't get volunteers because nobody lined up. We didn't have lines of people for the Vietnam War. They had to take volunteers for the Vietnam War. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Not
was
that we had to put
not a
us over
popular
there.
war.
Well, that, you know, that's politics. But what I'm saying is that when you look at people in the Middle East, those people have been fighting for thousands of years, bro. I mean, like since Jesus, they've been
That's part of
fighting.
their culture.
Right. So when you look at them, not only are they willing to die for what they believe in, they're willing to die for what you don't believe in. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. You know, for them, that's how patriotic they are. They
See,
love where
when
they're
we
from.
talk about Israel, once you graduate high school, you serve 2 years, period. So
Yes,
everybody
you have
knows,
to. Yep.
y'all know Wonder Woman, Gal
Yeah.
Gadot, she's
Yeah.
ex-military. Like
Yeah,
she
she is. Yep.
served in the Israeli army. So it's like, I wish that's something that we had to do it in America. Not so much for not like I want everybody to go to war or anything like that. It's like y'all get some behind the scenes info. You also you got people that's 18 that's never done this, never been on their own. Military could possibly help set them up a little bit better. But I do know the military is not for everyone. I definitely know that.
That's the beautiful thing about the country is that you know, people have the right and the ability to make that choice or have that belief system, and that's that. You know, y'all fight for the people who want to choose to not. You know what I mean? And so that's the beauty of the country. But what were you about to say a minute ago, right before we started talking about that?
Who was about to say? What was I about to say?
Yeah. You were about to say something.
Honestly, I don't even remember. Cause I had talked to Cooks about that. I'll end up waiting for the next question. Data dump the last one, and then Cooks will be like, "So what were you about to say?" And I'd be like, "Oh,
Nah, he was talking about the reason for peace while he was walking across the country.
Right. So peace within the United States.
Like explain it. Right. He was explaining. Your,
so with overseas. Okay, so the George Floyd thing happened here in America, but it trickled out to basically every country across the world.
Right.
With me doing this peace walk here, I don't see it happening across the world like that. It's possible, but I'm really focusing on America, trying to give America all my energy. And then once I'm done with America, I would love to do British versus Britain, where I walk across Britain or whatever. I would love to do that where I can focus my energy just on Britain and not have to worry about America anymore.
Right.
Would it be a walk across Europe from British Sterling? From British to Asia?
I have no idea, because I don't know if I'll have endorsements after this, sponsorships, besides the ones I already have. I don't know if like at the end of the walk, I have no idea what's going to happen. And then it's actually starting to get some traction going. So I don't know who I'll meet. I just, the door is wide open. So
that leads to my next question. What organizations are you raising money for? What sponsorships do you have?
So I've got a bunch of sponsorships. Miss Carol Foray, she's out of Alabama. Miss Carol Foray, I met her in like 8th grade. She was a painter. And she's been like keeping in touch with me ever since middle school. The Coming Soon Jesus organization, Current FM, out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. That's pretty much ran by Duke White. He's actually came out here on the walk before. It's tons of sponsorships, like ton of those. But then I've been picking up sponsorships along the way. Like Mississippi, I had Bodine's Nutrition. Angela Walker, when I reached Arkansas, she picked up. So then I have the all the different organizations I'm raising money for. I've got 8 organizations. League Ready, which is a football, basketball camp in Tennessee. Giddy Potts, actually, that's my little cousin. My mom and his mom are twins. And Giddy plays professional basketball overseas. He went through League Ready with Coach Bailey out there. So League Ready, St. Jude, of course. Like I want to have the St. Jude Lamborghini. Wounded Warrior Foundation, ex-military. Life Source, which is a Christian rehab center. Feed My Starving Children, National Coalition for the Homeless. So with the homeless stuff, I actually stop. I go city to city, and I stop at some of the shelters, and I help with meals. Go to nursing homes and help out. Go to schools, correctional facilities. So I want to give more than just the money. I don't want to just be like, well, here's the money. You know, it's like, no, I want to actually give my time. The Innocence Project. I don't know if y'all watched When They See Us, the Netflix series.
Yeah.
So,
that was dope.
Yeah, that's the Innocence Project. I actually met someone named Darnell Phillips who spent 27 years falsely accused of rape.
Right.
And I spent time with him. So he's a pastor. Talked to him, and he's affiliated with the Innocence Project. So it was cool to actually be affiliated with Innocence Project and learn some of the behind the scenes stuff. He actually has met the Exonerated Five, and the other one was RAIN, which is Rape and Incest National Network. So I'm helping to fight against sex crimes.
Okay, that's what's up. Now, what do you want these sponsors to know that your money is their money? What is it going to exactly? How are you exactly spending it?
So the sponsorships, when they with them funding me, if I need help with hotel stays or gas or food or clothes or creams, ointments, basically a day-to-day basis to help me get the word across America. That's what they're helping out with. But then after everything's over, the lump sum that I have, those are all going to all the different organizations. And if I have enough, like if I want to raise 80,000, right? But I have 95,000 at the end. Well, that 15,000, I want like a British versus Sterling scholarship. So it's like I'm not concerned with keeping the money. I want to dish it out, because it's like, okay, what good is it for me to keep the money? Like, I've met thousands and thousands of people, but I'm gonna just keep all the money. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. If those
like how?
Go ahead.
What are you doing? I mean, how are you expecting a walk to help the country? And it's by getting sponsorship, people that get behind you and using that money to help organizations, charities, things like that. So you mentioned gas and hotels. Now, explain to people that are like, okay, wait, he's walking, but why is he using a car and hotels? How is that working? How do you make the walk, and what do you do, with your car, like, for instance?
So let's say I started at Athens, Alabama. Athens is over here, and I walk to Decatur. So I leave my car at Walmart, walk to Decatur, and then I meet so many people along the way. Hey, do you need water? Do you need food? Do you need this? Do you need that? Here's my number. If you need something, call me. I'm just like, okay. So at the end of the day, I call them like, hey, you told me to call you. I'm calling. I need a ride back to Athens. So they're like, all right, I'll be out in 5 minutes or so. I get a ride back, find a hotel in Athens. The next day, drive it to Decatur, where I stopped at. And literally sometimes I have to leave it on the side of the road, because I don't want to drive it ahead at all. Right. There's been times I had to drive ahead, and I'll drive ahead, run back to wherever I was supposed to be at, and then start walking. Because it's like,
keep it real.
If anybody's watching, they'd be like, yo, you cheated. And it's like, no, I'm running back. Like,
yeah. Right. Like, I'm going right. I went forward. Now I'm going back.
Yeah.
Right?
I've had people pick me up. Like, I stopped the walk like here, but they wanted to take me out to eat at the restaurant, which was here. I was like, okay. So the walk was done. The next day, I went to the restaurant and dropped the car off. And I was like, dang, I got to walk back. So I called the lady. She came out, took me like 2 football fields back. And then I continued the walk. But the car was sitting at the restaurant. And I was like, all right, we good.
That's dope. So do you walk up the interstate? Do you walk through the town? Where do you walk at?
So I have to stay on highways. I can't walk on the interstate. I do walk through towns. Sometimes I have like police escorts come out and they escort me through the towns.
Really?
I would assume so. In some towns.
Yeah, I don't really play around with sundown towns, all that stuff. That's another reason I have the car. You're not gonna catch me in a sundown town. No, like,
what's a sundown town?
Whoa, you don't know the
Stu,
no, we want to explain that to the people.
Oh, okay.
Stu, you want to fill them in on what the sundown town is?
Tell the people what it is.
A sundown town is a town that African Americans in particular have to be out of before the sun go down. Right. And it's all good for you to be there, spend your money, whatever, get a Coca-Cola, but you can visit, but you can't stay. So they feel if you there after sundown, you plan on staying. No, you can't stay here. Sort of like Rambo, when they kicked Rambo out the town, my man gave him a ride to the edge of town, and Rambo came back.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, Rambo, you got to go. So if anybody ever watched Lovecraft Country, tell my man you gotta go. Cooks, you from Alabama,
Yeah.
know,
I know.
yeah.
I
Hey,
know.
Cooks, we from the same area.
Oh, okay. So y'all definitely know, but
Yeah.
that's what a sundown town is, man. You would think that in today's, 2021, that wouldn't exist anymore, but
Shit.
Bruh,
unfortunate,
when I went to
unfortunately.
Harrison, they had the billboard that said White Pride Radio.
I believe it,
Wow.
bro. I believe
Yeah.
it.
I said, I got footage.
Where was that?
Harrison, Arkansas. That's where the Ku Klux Klan at. That's where the Grand Wizard is at.
Yeah, that's their headquarters.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you about the Grand Wizard. You mentioned the Grand Wizard the other day. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with the clown known as the Grand Wizard?
So when I first got to Harrison, it was me and like a bunch of my family there. So people were pulling up like, that sign doesn't represent us. And I'm like, well, I never said it did. Like, I mean, you're still in this city, but I'm not saying that it represents you. And they called the mayor. So the mayor pulls up and I'm talking to the mayor, and I get him on the phone a couple days later, and I'm like, yo, can you see if you can put together a meeting between me and the Grand Wizard? He was like, I ain't never talked to him, but let me see what I can do.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right.
It's like, why'd you have to throw that in there?
Yeah.
No, but he like 2 weeks later, he hit me up. Was like, can you be there at this time, this day? I was like, all right, bet. So I get there. It's me, Duke White. Duke is a pastor from Virginia Beach. He's also ex-infantry Army. I have two pastors that are on the side that are mediators. One of them went to Israel and studied the Hebrew translation of the Bible. And then you've got Pastor Thomas Robb, which is the Ku Klux Klan leader, and his son, which is a lawyer, which is weird. So first walk in, Tom's like, hey, how you doing? I'm Pastor Thomas Robb. And I'm like, you shaking my hand? Like, okay. I said, hey, how's it going? My name is British Malone. And then they asked Duke name, Duke White. So the previous Ku Klux Klan leader is named Duke Davis. So the Thomas Robb is like, Duke, are you sure you're not one of us? And it's just like, haha, that's funny, weird. Like, Duke's light skin also, so they're making jokes. Duke also had a plane crash, or his parachute didn't go off when he was jumping when he was in. So he was injured while he was in the military, blah, blah, blah. Duke has gained weight too. So the son was like, Duke, we figured with you walking, you would have lost some weight by now. And it's like, okay, so now they're shooting shots. So
cheap shots, yeah.
So I asked Pastor Thomas Robb again. I was like, hey, what'd you say your name was? He was like, Pastor Thomas Robb, what's yours? I said, British Sterling. You should be able to remember that, right? You know, British, European, white people. So that was the only shot I had. But yeah.
Well, wait. That makes sense. That kind of makes sense because the people from there are WASPs. They're white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. I am 100% sure you didn't run into any of those while you were in that meeting. That bloodline's been clearly diluted. That bloodline's clearly been diluted. So you got a cheap shot in there, and they, but you just, you got a cheap one in there.
Oh, I'm like, yeah, like back up off of them. Like, so the overall meeting, people are like, why did you meet him? And my thing is, I want to know why he thinks the way he thinks. Why do you think about my people as if we are underneath you? Why is that? And his whole thing,
because he's insecure.
He's afraid.
Yep.
He feels that the white race is diminishing, and he's for the preservation of the white race. So I was like, with that last statement, for the preservation of your race, I can't be mad about that because I know a lot of black people that's like, I will never date outside my race. So it's just like, I get that. But for you to think that you're superior than us, definitely not. He feels that he told me Noah was white and the creatures on the ark is how people with melanin came about. And I was just like,
God. Wow.
What? So he said, I asked, I was like, do you hate us? He was like, no, I don't hate y'all. I just wish y'all never came over here. And I was like, y'all brought us over here.
We didn't ask to come.
Exactly.
Nobody asked to come over here. We was fine where we was at.
And he was like, that's what we said. And he was like, I know. It's just everything is better when like white people are involved. Where do you think that you'd be right now if we never brought you here? And Duke was like, we'd be flourishing somewhere else, like probably in Africa, flourishing. He's like, yeah, well, and I was like, yeah, Duke hit you over the head with that one.
Yeah.
But so another thing,
British I'd have just hit him with the. Well, what do you think would be where you would be at the Indians just ran y'all out of here?
Word up.
400 years ago, 500 years ago.
Yo, I seen a dope
meme.
I seen a hilarious meme. It was Trump saying, he was like, yo, all immigrants without papers need to go. And then below that was the Native American dude. He said, yeah, word. Europe is that way.
It's true. I mean, it's true, man. Yeah, it's true. That way. Yeah, that's true, bro. That's true.
But yo, shout out, man. Salute Comic Crusaders in the building, man.
Yeah, you gotta ask them that question, British Sterling. You gotta say, well,
we gonna have a second interview.
Yeah, you gotta say, well, where would you be? You know, you gotta say, where would you be had? You know, because pretty much, y'all, you wasn't here first. You came and stole everything, tried to wipe out a whole another race of people, and so you could cover up the fact that you stole the land, and you put them all on desert lands and lands that y'all didn't want. Yep. Like the pipeline that they're building, Obama stopped the pipeline from being built. Now they want to rebuild. When Trump gets in, now they want to rebuild the pipeline through the Indian reservation lands, through their lakes and all of that. The little bit of land that we give them, you're still trying to take from them. And, you know, it comes a point where you have to just stop. And you have to say, you know, I got to do ignorant. Right, you got to stop. Yeah, because nobody on the Indian resident that was living in America, no type of Native American would have jumped in the boat, went to Europe, and said, "Oh, I claim these lands for the Navajo." No, never. They had respect. Yeah, they had respect.
They didn't even see the possibility. The concept of a human owning land to them was a joke. That's why when the Europeans came and they said, "Okay, we'll trade you these guns and beads and shit for your land," and the Indians was like, "Motherfucking stupid, dog." They think, "Okay, sure, give us your shit," because to them they were like, "How you gonna own the land?"
Right, we don't own it. Yeah, like we just live here.
And just push them off and shoot them and kill them. But that concept to them was foreign. You know what I mean? So that's a very European concept.
Way of thinking.
Conquer the colonist mindset.
So when you were talking about them trying to erase a race. That still happens today with all the abortion clinics being in the black neighborhoods, liquor stores on like every corner,
of course.
Random gun crates being dropped off in the hoods. It's like, why is stuff like this happening? Crack was dropped off in the hoods. Like
now weed dispensary.
See the train car that pulled up and just had crates of guns on it, just got left right there in the middle of the hood. Yeah, bro.
Is that true? I've always heard that. Is that really true? Do they really? Is somebody crazy enough to leave a crate of guns in the middle of the hood?
Man, so if you Google it, you'll see it pop up.
Yeah.
Get out.
It's like the Antifa. I seen this in my hood. They came and they rode up and they dropped off a pallet of bricks
during the Black Lives Matter
during the riots, the protests rather, because they wanted it to escalate to riots, but they seemed to only do that in black neighborhoods. They wasn't doing that in their suburbs.
So also, if you want to not just target because it's like black on black violence is usually like the men. It's like, let's go deeper than that. Let's target the women and the kids. Okay, if you put the women in the projects, their rent is like down here. But if they have a male with them, they have the rent up here. So it's like, okay, keep the women single, keep their rent down. Y'all can have as many kids as you want, and then we'll put them on welfare. So it's like, now
they
y'all
penalize them to have the father in the house.
So now we can get you comfortable. You can sit here, don't flourish, and then it's like, okay, you got to get to school.
Democrats.
So what you trying to get back and forth to school, you may have to go through a gang territory or something like that. You may see somebody get killed 7 days a week, but you can't have a gun on you. If you have a gun, you go to jail. So let's say you got a felon. So it's like, oh, you got a felony, you ain't getting no job. So now what I'm supposed to do? Okay, I got to go back to the hood and trap. It's like, it's just a big cycle of stuff. Like, anytime you find a way out, it's a dead wall or a dead end. Boom, dead end.
Yeah, Malcolm X. Malcolm X once called it he made a speech about that back in the 60s. He called it a vicious cycle. He said when you live in a poor neighborhood, you go to poor schools. When you go to poor schools, you get a poor education. You get a poor education that allows you to get a poor paying job. You know what I mean? And then the cycle starts all over. So you can't get out of that neighborhood because you can only afford to live there with the job that you have because of the education. So he said it's a vicious cycle. And he always used to say you have to break that cycle.
Poor man's mindset.
And the white right wing, the Karens and all of that, they don't understand that concept. They don't get that. See, that's the thing that they need to understand and see, that cycle, that trap, that thing that, because why don't they just do this, or why don't they just do that? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Somebody gotta understand it because it happens. You see what I'm saying? Like you somebody gotta understand the concept of doing this because it happens. It exists. So
and plenty of
people know, and like if you know the grass need to be cut, you're gonna go outside and cut the grass. But if you know that you don't cut the grass, it's gonna get high. You can put traps in it. Somebody walk through it, they get cut. You know that. So somebody knows what they doing. They know if I keep these school systems low budget for it, people only gonna do so much. That's why they don't want free college. Like when they start talking about making college at least community free, that gives people a chance to further their education, man, even more and become more.
So when you were talking about the Karens, Reno, I think you had just said something about the Karens, but you had Karens back in biblical days.
Facts. Oh, all the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They always Genesis. Joseph and I think it's Potiphar. So Potiphar's wife grabbed Joseph's robe and was telling him to make love with her, and he ran out, and she still had the robe in her hand, and she was like, "Oh, he was trying to have sex with me." Blah blah. So it's like Karens have been around for a long time, and pretty much anything that's going on today, you can find a biblical reference to it because this stuff has been around for a long time. Even back when we were talking about the Ku Klux Klan guy, I brought up Duke brought up Ethiopia, and the guy was like, Ethiopia was originally white people, and I was just like, what?
Man, whoa.
But
whoa.
So
ignorance, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead, brother. I'm just gonna listen to this. Go ahead.
So he was saying like the first man was white and blah blah blah, and I don't know what color the first man was, but I would say what does make sense to me is
typically it would be a brown skinned person.
Well, what makes sense is, let's say somebody my complexion, I can make any, or jet blacks. Let's say somebody that's jet black, like Cook's shirt color. That person can make any color baby, whether it's the palest of pale white,
albino,
jet black, because you have albino babies. a white person can't make a jet black baby.
Facts.
So it would make sense if someone with darker skin was the original. That would make sense to me. Also,
it's basic. That's simple genetics. Like I did a project on that in 4th grade, like black and white mice and how they have mixed. You know, it's simple genetics.
The second thing is, with Ethiopia being so hot, darker skin does better when it comes to sunlight. I have walked from Florida to Oklahoma and I don't wear sunscreen. Like I'm like walking proof. It would make sense if go ahead.
I heard that the Kraylas, like the first people in Africa migrated, and this is over, however many million years or whatever, but grew in population and migrated up, and when they kept going up north into the Scandinavia and all of that, you know what I mean? And the climate over time, they evolved into white people. Their hair got thinner, skin, they lost the melanin, there's no sun up there, you know what I mean? So they adapted, because humans adapt. The ones that went this way went over to the Middle East, Asia, where it's very like high winds and whatever like that, and they develop like a flap right here over their eye to protect from winds. They crossed that land bridge over to the Eskimos and all of that, and came down, Native Americans, and down into the South America, where the equator and the sun and all of that, you can see basic science evolution. For those that believe in evolution, which I just don't know how anybody in this day and age doesn't, but you got people that's religious and they don't believe in any of that.
We met a man that believed that the earth is flat.
We did. And believed it to the utmost. I mean,
seriously,
yeah. I told you, man. He really,
Reno told me I didn't believe
it.
Yeah. When Reno told me I didn't believe it, I said, Reno, you lying. Reno said, still. He said, listen, it's a whole cult of people that literally believes that we live in a dome and the earth is flat.
So what are we supposed to?
And have the science to back it up.
Not only do they believe it, crazy shit. They got
they got the science. Yes, and everything to back. They not only do it's one thing to believe in something, but they got science to back up their theory.
Nah, they got whole what do you call them? Presentations and all of that.
British Sterling looking like British Sterling. You look like I can't believe this, man. Like
I know you heard of the flat earthers.
I have, but me and Stu, Stu, did you deploy? You deploy, right?
Yeah, the earth is round.
So what I'm supposed to, if I've deployed, I don't even know how I would. It's hard for me to comprehend.
They have an explanation. They have an explanation. This is so
they got an explanation, brother. Yeah,
we showed it to you.
Yeah, they got an explanation.
So here's the Earth. All right, they believe it's like a disc, right? With everything is in the center. So what we're doing, we think us idiots who believe that the Earth is a globe, we think we're going around the globe, but what we're actually doing is just going around this circle.
Yeah.
And the way they break it down, it works. What they're saying works, except for the fact that reality is reality. But and it's like, man, I really want them to get a pilot's license, man, and just fly the motherfucker. Just go watch the instruments in the plane that prove that you're going around the globe. You know what I mean? But
what's outside the disc?
Nothing.
This is where it gets awesome. There's a literal, like a glass, a solid dome over the
disc.
And the reason that they've been lying to us and want us to believe that it's a globe is because outside of the outer ring of what we know as the 7 continents, there's an ice wall, a big wall of ice, which we think is the Arctic and the Antarctic. So when we get to the Arctic and the Antarctic, we're really just getting to the end where the ice wall is. And outside of that ice wall, there's more continents that they don't want us to know about. They don't want us to get there. The powers that be.
Why don't they go to the other continents?
I mean, whatever's going on over there. Yeah, whatever's going on over there, they don't want us to know about.
They don't want us to know about, right? Whatever it is, you don't know what it is.
this is the big one. The
Yeah, I was
sun.
going to say, yeah, tell them
Yeah,
about the sun.
not only do we not rotate around the sun is actually within that dome. It's small. It's a little tiny dot that is being magnified from outside the glass bubble.
Yeah, the glass bubble.
Bro, it goes deep. Like they get ridiculous with it, and they are dead fucking serious.
Like he
And they
showed
got
a
science behind it.
presentation. He showed a presentation of the sunset. He said that the sun is not actually setting. It's not actually setting.
It's just going farther away.
It's just going further away. It's moving because, like, all right, because of the way that the dome is, it's moving in a way that it just moves further out.
Yeah.
And then he took like I got this pen, like he had a string, and he was showing that as you go further away, things look smaller. And he said the sun is not really setting; it never sets.
Yeah, he said it's not going over the horizon.
It's not going over the horizon.
Your
it's just
ability
moving further
to see
back.
that far makes it cut off. And he was showing how, like, when we watch ships go over the horizon on the ocean, that the top of the sail don't go down. It just gets like, bro, they broke it down.
Bro. What about when you got the sun straight over you and then you got the sun straight out? Like, if it's getting further away, it should keep getting further away that way.
It's getting further away that way, not up. So when the sun's up above us, it's noon, but as it goes, and gets into the evening, it's just going away.
Right, it's just going like it moves above. Like, you know how, like, all right, basically because the Earth spins, that's why we lose the light, because like the moon doesn't spin. Anybody that's a scientist knows this. So you have what they call the dark side of the moon, because the moon,
why we always see the same
spin
side.
Around.
Right,
we see the same side. So basically, what they're saying is that instead of the Earth spinning, the sun is spinning around. It's like going above us, and then coming down, and then going up and coming down. And so the reason why it looks like it's setting, it's not setting. It's just moving further away. So because the dome is not like a high dome. It's like an oval shape. So here is the furthest point out. It goes up and it's kind of close here, and then it goes back to the furthest point out here. And so that's why. It looks like That's why it looks like it's going down, because it's moving further away. But he was saying, if you look in a straight line, you can always, like, he basically, all right, you've been on a boat before. He was saying that because the Earth is flat and it's in a dome, and if you were sailing a boat towards the sun, it would never go down. It would never go down because you're getting closer to it instead of further away from it. Now, me being further away from it, it looks like it's going down.
Right.
But because you're in the boat and you're closer to it in the water, it don't look like it's going down. It looks like it's just moving further.
Technically, you can follow it until you hit that ice wall or whatever.
Yes.
Bro,
so
it's frustrating. I know what you're gonna say too. You can do.
Have you ever experienced?
Third grader can go out and
Mr. Sterling, have you ever experienced such a phenomenon in all your travels?
Meeting the KKK leader.
That's why we was talking about this. Like, we say that to say that there is people that are just
people
far out from reality, but they believe it so, wholeheartedly, and they've got their science to back it, man.
Yeah, the dude had charts. He had evidence. He had presentations, PowerPoint.
Has he ever been in an airplane?
Yeah, man.
Oh, he didn't. Did he explain? He explained that too. Like, why? Yeah, like he had everything. Like, why when you fly, you're not really going anywhere. Like, you're not. Really
and I'm like, man, this dude really. I hope he buys one of them tickets. That Elon Musk and goes into space, man. Like, to me, if you believe it that much, you should go try to prove it.
Yeah. Well, Albert Einstein did it. When everybody said space was flat, right? They literally thought space was flat, like a piece of paper.
Right.
So Albert Einstein was like, it can't be flat.
Yeah.
How could it be flat? Right. He was like, how could it be flat?
Fold it and go from point to point.
Right. So he was like, if it's flat like a piece of paper, then why is it that space has depth? Why do things pass in front of each other and behind each other? So they had to wait for a solar eclipse to prove it. And he showed them how to prove it. Now, this is back right before World War II. So before World War II, we had just got over the theory that the world was flat. And now we had the theory that space was flat. Like, people, literally, scientists believe that. He proved to them during the solar eclipse that it was not possible. Once they saw his theory and he proved to them that they were wrong, they were like, "Yo, like yeah, like he's right. It does have depth. I
Yeah.
mean, he's right." So he was like, "How could the moon pass in front of something else like the sun if it didn't have depth?" And so he proved it, and that was the only way he could prove it was during the solar eclipse. And then everybody reworked and rethought everything after that.
We got to get this man to come meet us in Washington and get him on a flight
He
around.
does. No, he does big presentations. Like
Yeah, bro.
he makes a living going and doing these talks and presentations. Like he does pretty well. And I'm like, yeah, that's the motivation right there. He gets paid to make people believe this shit.
That's
To me,
crazy.
it's just fascinating to watch. But it's really frustrating in the comments to see these people. Like I was blown away at how
I
many
was
people in
too.
most of the comments were criticizing the guy that was like challenging the flat earther. So all
Yeah.
these people in the comments are flat earthers, and they came to watch this live video because they followed that dude. And it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating to see how hard, and it just, to me, it really goes it goes hand in hand with racists, man, and the Klan and all that. You know, it's the same ignorance, same ridiculous pseudoscience. You know, I mean, what's that shit they had? Eugenics. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Americans really believed in eugenics for centuries. You know what I mean? Like it's just nuts.
I got a question.
Nah.
Do y'all think different races handle cold differently?
Oh, 100%.
Cold?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I do. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's races or cultures, but yeah, well, look, if you
You never
have,
see black people skinny dipping in ice cold water. White people do it all the time.
yeah, up there, the Scandinavians and the Vikings and all of them, like Greenland, they got them.
Yeah, they can handle it. I take my shirt off. I take my hat
See,
and shirt off. Then they can handle it. I can't.
But
I'm not
you know,
jumping.
it's
they
different.
they can't
I'm
handle the
not
sun though.
jumping.
They can't handle the sun, or you know, they
The
couldn't like
heat.
be out the heat, the desert. Really, the sun, like you know what I mean, burn the skin. Like for real, the melanin don't protect against it.
I
You
feel
know?
like different races handle different temperatures better than one another. Also, with the swimming, I feel that that's a race thing.
I feel it's a culture thing.
You
Like,
could say that. Like, I mean, you
I
don't
know a lot
see
of
any black people that's in the
like
Olympics. Though.
my wife's black. Her whole family was they had a little bit of money because her grandma inherited a company from her ex-husband, but they had a pool growing up, so they all swim thoroughly. You know what I mean? Just like anybody. So it's definitely your culture. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, a lot of black people don't swim.
See, I can swim. My mom's ex-husband was a lifeguard. I swim, my little brother, everybody. But going to boot camp,
Yeah, you
you
had to
have
pass the swim quals. Yeah,
you got to
swim
pass the
quals.
swim. You got
Yeah, you got to
a
pass the
big
swim
old
quals.
group of black people. It'll be like one white guy and an Asian, but those are the swimmers. Those are the people that failed every single day. They have to go back every single day. And it's kind of like that. I don't know. That's mind blowing because I've seen the shrimpiest little white people or white guy. He was actually mixed. Hop in the water, and he was out swimming me. And it's like I do this like. Like he can't squat more than me, bench more than me. He's not faster than me, like nothing. But when it was like, hey, float for
If he
whatever,
swims more, then his muscles are
he don't.
designed for swimming.
He don't swim. He don't. He literally stays in the house every day.
Yeah.
He has no muscles. He's
Well,
probably
it's
130. I'm like 200.
It's an economic thing. It's a lot, like poor people don't have swimming pools. And so it has nothing to do with if you're black. It has to do with if you have access to a swimming pool. If you're as a little kid, you know what I mean? I was tossed in the water as a baby, an infant. I was in the water. not, you know, we didn't have a pool, but we lived in an apartment complex that had a pool. And so we was down there in the pool. But if you didn't have a pool in your apartment complex, or you didn't have no pool nowhere near you, you didn't learn to swim until you were older when you finally got around a pool. And it's a little different for you.
That's true.
But that white guy that you said, that white guy, the Asian guy, they're probably never had a pool. You know what I mean? Like
they live in Virginia Beach.
Yeah. That's,
but like
I live right by Virginia Beach now, but I grew up in Florida. Like in Florida, a lot of people can swim. Like I grew up like black neighborhood my whole life, and Floridians, the beach is right there. There's pools all over the place, so it's a little different. People that grow up nowhere near a coastline or a beach, if they don't have a pool, when are they swimming?
They don't swim. Yeah, they don't swim.
You know?
Yeah.
See, I think about like grabbing 20 black people and 20 white people and say, let's have a race. I would bet my money on the black people. Let's see who jumped the highest. I'd bet it on the black people. Let's see who can shoot the best. I would normally bet that on the white people. Like for some reason, white guys with shooting is insane. I don't know, like shooting basketball.
If that's a culture thing too, because in the black culture, it's all about dunking, it's all about jamming, and that's what you're really trying to do. Whereas in the white culture, he's working on that shot every day. He's not worrying about dunking, and you know what I mean. He doesn't have that. It's a different. You know what I mean?
No, he's right. He's right, because they said that before you had African Americans playing basketball. There was a comment made by the inventors of basketball that an African American man cannot antiquate, like in layman's term. I'll just put in layman's term. They said that we couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. So how could I run and bounce a basketball at the same time?
That's that eugenics.
So once we started playing basketball, not only could we invented dunking. We invented dunking, alley oops, off the backboard. You know what I mean? All that, man. You know, passes behind the back, things of that. You know, so that's
right. That
goes to show you, like, you know, it's a lot of it's cultural ignorance and people just putting a stereotype out there. But at the end of the day, when you die, if an alien came down and dissected, you know, at one person from every continent on this planet, we're all the same on the inside.
Right, there's no difference. In the same places, doing the same processes.
The same thing, right? Yeah. The only difference is the rabbit. Yeah, we're just affected by our you know, our environment, which gives us the different skin tones and things like that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and height. Don't forget height. Whether you're big or little, you know. Genetics. Genetics plays a major role, but we're all the same, human wise. We're all the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely, with the sports, I definitely pay attention to that. Like, race is like one of the first things I think of. Like, if I got to play against an all-white basketball team, I hate it because their fundamentals is the technique fundamental. Like, I feel that black people do more of a bet 1v1. Like, what's up?
And
let me put it on the island. White people's like, oh, team ball all day. Like, you finna be running because they're gonna be passing all day. Like, just fundamentally, I hate playing against white teams.
That's a culture thing, you know what I mean? That's a culture thing.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Thing.
So I feel like I need to start saying culture instead of race more.
Right, because it's even like with hip hop. Like, you know, why do hip hop artists that were from the 80s and 90s, why are they not richer than the guys that are coming out starting? Why are they not doing better, more popular, selling more albums, selling out bigger stadiums? If the Rolling Stones go to, you know, the Garden, it's going to sell out regardless. But if Run DMC go, it's not going to sell out. That's because the culture of hip hop is a competitive, what's hot right now, step on, you know, the next guy takes the throne, you know what I mean? And the older stuff gets passed to the wayside, and people, you know, because that's the culture of hip hop. You know what I mean? So cultures, I think, define or cause much more than a race. You know what I mean?
So I've had somebody ask me, why is hip hop the only culture that puts one another down? And I'm like,
that's true.
Like
I ask that
competitive.
all the
It's a
time.
competitive. It's
Yeah,
a
no, I ask
competitive
that all the
sport.
time because you'll have somebody say, if you listen to people talk and you ask them about Slick Rick, Run DMC, I don't know, Jadakiss, they be like, oh yeah, that's old school. Like it's a bad thing. Like they be like, oh yeah, or like those, or like that's the, or they won't even say, the rapper or whatever. They'll just say, oh, that old school rapper, or they put that label on it. Like, like when I was younger and rappers came before the rappers that I liked in the '90s. I never put down what came before that. Like God would be like, Eric being right coming. I was dope, man. That's what it was.
Right.
Was that my era? No, no, no. Did I listen to it? Yeah. Did I have a chance to see it grow? Of course. But hip
Right.
hop is an ongoing thing, man, and it's going to keep growing. So we can't diss what came before it, because if it wasn't for the stuff that came before it, you wouldn't have what you got now.
So I'm a 90s baby. I've always said 90s is the best everything. The reason I say this is because the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they taught us. We received everything that they taught
Then
us.
yeah, he's right. Yeah, you're right.
The new
He's right.
culture, the new generation, they be like, who 50? Who
Yeah.
Yeah.
like he's trash.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? Like y'all don't take,
man.
y'all just be like, oh, it's us. Like we are what matter. So that's why I love the 90s. I grew up watching cartoons, but I'm watching my parents' cartoons, Scooby-Doo, Gargoyles, and like all the older stuff.
Yeah.
And then we had our cartoons,
Yeah, we
and
had Nick at Night too. We watched
Kablam, and I don't like, oh man, like it was just amazing. Even PBS Kids, like the 90s was amazing because we still had grandma and granddad in our life. Like they took us outside. Our parents took us outside. We knew what outside life was like.
Yeah,
we were the first ones to have the taste of the internet too. This new culture generation, they don't know nothing about outside.
They didn't know about it. Yeah, they didn't see it. And I always just think like, yo, that was crazy. Like, my grandparents or whoever, they got to see the invention of things like the television, or
that's amazing. Yeah, to me, that's amazing. Right. They got to watch the moon landing. They got to watch.
And I was like, man, but we don't get to see. Like, I don't get to see nothing like that crazy. You know what I'm saying? But the internet, bro, social media.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
We saw that happen. I remember before it. The kids now, they don't know what's before smartphones. They didn't know we all carried beepers. He didn't know what a pay. My son blew my mind when he asked me what a payphone was. He was like, "What is that?"
Nah.
Yeah, bro. Because they don't even have them no more. Payphones were gone. Like I was like, wow, it's a different world.
You know what really does it for me is how could you have so much knowledge at your fingertips instantaneously, but be just so disembodied or disconnected from so much, right?
Yeah.
Like if I ask a person, like if I say, I could
right, because we use the internet to
Mega, right? That could be like, who is Mega Evers? Like I'd be like, who is Mega Evers? I never really heard of Mega Evers. I don't know, but that's what they tell you, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I had to go to the library, use the Dewey Decimal Point system,
right?
Look this up.
Or
read, like actually physically, like I had to use that read in order to get the information that I wanted. Like the information was stored, like we stored information in a way that it was easy to find. Whereas now you can get it at the touch of a button, and you will ask somebody about something from back in the day, or maybe like, oh, I never heard, I don't know. Maybe like, I don't know too much. Like I've heard of it. Like if you was at 20, if you was to say, who's Mega Evers, I'd be like, oh yeah, he was a civil rights activist. Boom. Like I just be like, I might not be able to go to it like way in depth. You know what I mean? But I could at least tell you who he is. Like I could be like, oh yeah, he was. Yeah. They'll be like, I don't know. I think he was. I don't know. I don't know.
We use the internet to find shit like that out. Like I love the fact that at the touch of a button I can know whatever I'm wondering about. That's dope. But they lost that where we couldn't do that, so we had to think a lot. and come up with shit. And we got creative because of it. You know what I mean? Like now, if they want to know something, they just look up the answer. They don't have to ponder it or try to figure it out or discuss it, bounce it off each other, and try to come to the conclusion and all of that.
Right.
Quick
Remember, your
question.
parents had the encyclopedias. Remember?
Yeah.
The
Encyclopedias, dictionaries, atlases, thesauruses.
Yeah, the source. You had to look all that up, man.
What's your question?
Are either of y'all gamers? Anybody in here gamers?
Yes, I'm the biggest gamer in here. I'm gamer number one. I'm gamer number one up in this piece. I'm gamer number one up in this piece.
I got the gaming PC on deck.
The only reason I can allow you to say that is because I don't have my system right now.
To say what?
To say he said he's the number one gamer, and he's probably older than me. So it's like,
about 6 months. But other than that,
what you want to talk about? The Neo Geo, the Coleco, the Odyssey, the Jaguar,
talk about all that.
SNES,
we talk about all that.
There's no video. Listen, there's no with 10,000 games on it.
Yeah, I had those too.
Games and like we're gonna.
Yeah, listen.
Listen,
I kept my Xbox. I go get an original Xbox for you right now.
I got 2 original Xboxes. One's hacked, one's not.
So what do you think about the new
I hacked my Nvidia Shield. I just play all that on my Nvidia Shield with an 8-bit controller. And I got 8,000 games. I got 8,000 games. So 8,000 games on that.
British, do you have a PS5 or Xbox?
No, I don't have anything. Since I've been on the walk, I know that all that stuff will either get stolen or get fried in my car.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So it's like my hands behind my back. So it's like,
what do you game on right now? What do you?
So wait a minute. So that makes me number one gamer then. That makes me number one gamer then.
You can only say that because I'm on this Peace Walk.
Yeah.
Right now,
so you come out with the Peace Walk.
I had to pause it. I let my cousin hold my Xboxes, and then I sold him my PlayStation. So I can't game at all right now. I know that if I did, I would not.
We could send you a handheld.
What I'm gonna do with a handheld?
You can play it while you're walking.
What kind of handheld? That depends on what kind.
Switch. Listen, you could get you a Switch. The Steam is putting out a joint. Steam's putting out a joint. They putting out a new joint. Yeah. I mean, I don't go anywhere without a PSP. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah, I had a PSP back in the day. It was a little jailbroken,
Yeah.
That was the first joint. Yeah, that was the very first joint. I jailbroke mine too. Yeah, you had the fat PSP. I jailbroke mine too. That was hella fun. Yeah.
But y'all remember back
Mega had all them joints.
Before we had internet, how did y'all find y'all's cheat codes?
Oh, Game Informer. Game Pro. I got those lying around here too. Nintendo Power
in the 80s.
Yeah. It was a magazine. You had to go to store.
We had the Game Genie and shit.
Yeah, you had to go.
Did y'all ever go to Walmart?
Thick magazine.
Y'all know when you get ready to check out of the aisles, by the register, they had a book like 1,000 cheat codes of PlayStation, Xbox, and you'd be looking at it. I'd be trying to write them down.
I could dig one up for you. Listen, I can dig one up. I got one in my closet right now. I'll break it out for you. I'll break one out for you right now. I'll take you back. I'll take you back,
sir. That's beautiful.
That is.
Y'all remember Demo Disc?
I remember Demo Disc. Got one of them too. Break one of them out for you right now too.
Demo Disc. He's making so mad.
Yeah, make you so mad.
Yeah, because you get into it, and then next thing you know, it's just done.
Just stop.
You're like,
that was
like I played. Yeah,
Cool Borders.
I'm loving the fact that.
And, oh man,
as a gamer growing up, as a kid that grew up with Nintendo and all of that, man, for me to have, like, for our generation, like my son's generation, this is all they've known. But for my generation, to have all these games at our fingertips, like I got the gaming PC, like you said, Steam, like I can go on, download ROMs, and you know what I mean, emulators, and have
emulators.
When I was a kid, like one of my, if somebody asked me straight up, if you had a genie and one wish, what would it be? I'd be like, every video game. I just want to have them all.
That's a good wish. That's a good wish.
But now that ain't nothing. Like, I love that. It's the future.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's a real good wish.
What's y'all's
appreciating it.
favorite fighting game of all time?
Street Fighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Street Fighter.
Cook.
But I do it.
Tekken 3 for me.
Mine
I
is
mean, I play it
Killer
all.
Instinct.
Killer Instinct is dope.
You know
I'm
what?
a
Killer
piece with
Instinct.
You
Jago.
know what? I
I'm
had
a
to go.
piece
You
with
know what? I
Jago.
take that back. I had to go with him on that one. I was just playing it
I'm a piece
yesterday. I
with
just played
Jago,
Killer Instinct
yeah.
Killer
yesterday.
Instinct. Killer
Yeah, I had to
Instinct
go
is
with him
dope.
on that one. Yeah.
Now I love
The
Mortal
arcade.
Kombat.
You know
I
what?
love
And I'm gonna
Mortal
tell you
Kombat.
why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Mhm.
When I first saw Killer Instinct, I thought that was the most cutting edge,
Oh
innovative
yeah,
thing.
it was.
I had never
Everybody
seen
did.
nothing like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'd never
Mhm.
seen CG graphics that
Lacius,
detailed.
they didn't
The
have
Yeah,
combo
that.
like
systems. They didn't
the
have combo
combo
systems.
system. Yeah, and that came out before Mortal Kombat 3. You know what I mean? So you was like, yo, like when you seen that, like the way it came on and it sounded spooky, and the guy was like TJ Combo. You like, yo. And then
Yeah.
you like, yo, this joint. I mean, it was cutting edge, bro. I never seen that like that. And I played the hell out of Killer
Yeah.
Instinct, man.
Did you
And I
like
still play it
the
to this day.
arcade game? Did you like the arcade version?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Killer.
get one from Arcade One Up. I'm gonna get one from Arcade One Up as soon as they drop it. They already announced they dropping Killer Instinct. I
Oh,
will have
The
that.
the
It will
original.
be the original. They drop an original Killer Instinct and Killer Instinct 2 or Killer Instinct
Gold
Gold.
or
And then it's
yeah.
gonna have Battletoads. Battletoads is gonna be the third game on there.
I ain't
So
really
I'm definitely
Killer Instinct Gold didn't really do it for me. The Killer Instinct on Xbox One that ruined the whole Xbox One experience for me.
the remake one or the original. I
The
downloaded the
remake.
originals on there. Yeah, I downloaded the originals. I played those a lot.
Oh yeah, the original is beautiful. Like, oh man, but okay, I got another game for you. Random, a little bit off topic. PT. Did you ever play PT?
Oh yeah, yeah. I played the original. The original was Silent Hill. Silent Hill was the original. Was the original game, and then they switched it to PT.
Was that Dark Souls?
Silent Hill.
Dark Souls comic book.
Dark Souls.
But then, bam.
Thunder and Combo. That's so fire.
Yeah.
I buy that today.
Yeah. I'll claim that. I'll claim that.
Killer Instinct number one, $10. Marked down to $10, y'all.
I'll take it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, I just said I'd buy that today.
I'm a fan.
That's how
I'll
we
take
do. I mean, look.
I'll take it.
Man.
Just slap it. Send it to me. Send it to me. Send me an invoice. Send me an invoice for $10. I got you.
You heard me say it first. You heard me say it.
Oh,
you walking right now. You can't really do it.
You walking?
We got you.
I can buy it. I can buy it.
Where you gonna keep it? Where you gonna keep it?
At his house.
Cooks.
No, at Reno's.
Yo, we can have a contest if y'all want to battle for it.
Want to battle for it? How are we gonna battle for it?
Yeah, we're battle for it.
Well, how can we?
What'd you think about Injustice?
He just want to change the subject, man.
I'm not. I'm just saying. What's your thoughts on Injustice?
Me personally, look, you gotta like
Injustice?
Mortal Kombat. You gotta like Mortal Kombat to like Injustice. It's the same kind of. It's like a clone almost. It's a clone.
Just like you got Mortal
Kombat,
and then you got Injustice, and then you got DC Universe. It's just like you can't have a Mortal Kombat and then Injustice. If you had Injustice and then Mortal Kombat, it would have been straight. But it's like you got all the features in Mortal Kombat, but we're gonna take away like the fatalities and it's just there's
a lot less.
I watched it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I watched it. I watched an interview with Ed Boon. He said that Injustice, because of Warner Bros., they almost ruined Mortal Kombat. Because when they did it, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, he said that they wouldn't let him do fatalities. He said we had it all set up and ready to go, but they were like, well, Superman can't kill, and
right?
Batman can't pull somebody's spine out. He said they were talking about children this and children that. So Ed Boon was like, okay, this game is not for children, so why would we make that into consideration? So he said he told them on the next game that they can't mix it because there was supposed to be a part 2. He said no, we can't mix it because it'll kill the Mortal Kombat franchise.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they never did it.
Bloody. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they didn't have no blood, no nothing. Yeah,
Mortal Kombat, fatalities and all of that. Yeah.
Random fun fact. You got to Reno. What were you about to say?
I was gonna say Mortal Kombat now, like the current one. Some of the fatality, the close ups, like you punch a dude's a hole in his chest, like they zoom in and do the X-ray and show the oh man, the bones cracking. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, that was
But
Mortal
what's
Kombat
the
10.
trivia? What's the trivia?
So, y'all, anybody know where Noob Saibot got his name from?
Yeah, that's Boone Tobias.
Yeah, I do.
That is
Boone
the
Tobias,
dopest thing
That's
ever.
Tobias and Boone, yeah.
Like, of course, I figured y'all would have known, but like when I watched the Mortal Kombat movie and they said that in the movie, I was just like, "Yo, that's," because the guy name was like, I don't know, whoever the old champion
Ed
was.
Boone, it's Ed Boone and Tobias,
John
whoever.
Tobias.
The creators
it's
of Mortal
backwards.
Kombat.
Their
They
name,
use their
name's
name
backwards.
and then turn them backwards. Yeah.
But they said that in the they was talking about it in the new Mortal Kombat movie, and I was just like, I already knew that, but that's still dope that they included that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, Mortal Kombat. When I first
Diamond
played Mortal
Onyx,
Kombat.
she's leaving. Peace.
All right,
Peace.
Diamond Onyx.
Thank you for coming. Definitely.
Yeah, that's probably my fault. I got off topic.
No, you good.
But you still on topic. Still good.
Yeah, no, we still on topic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Stu, what'd you say? You said when you first played Mortal Kombat.
I thought it was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. I must have dumped about $20 in that joint the first time. No lie.
There was always the big crowd around that game.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this is
always.
like I had never seen nothing like it. And then when I got a copy of it for my Sega Genesis, it was over. it was over. I was like, oh, it's over. Now I can play this all day. Like I don't need a quarter.
That was the thing. Like, because I was real young when it came out, and being able to get on that game, like you had to, like I said, it was always a big crowd around the game, and only the OGs was getting on there. Like little shorties, they was like, nah, homie. Like, you know what I mean? Like you couldn't even get on Mortal Kombat as a kid.
No.
We had to get the second to the last new games.
Yeah,
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So I was born when it first came out, so there wasn't no plan for me. I was a baby when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I wish I could have seen like when the news had Mortal Kombat all across it because too much blood. I wish I could have experienced that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was
Dude, it was parents, man. Listen.
Yeah.
It was going crazy, man. It was going crazy, bro.
They tried it with rap music. They always do that.
Yeah.
Anything that challenges the status quo.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of rap, speaking of hip hop and comics, man, I finally got it.
Oh, word.
Finally got it. The purple tape.
My man Lee, OG Lee hooked you up?
Nah, I just got it. I found it. Somebody had it for the cheap, and I got this one, and I got this one. 36 chambers.
36 chambers.
I got
now I got them all. I got that one. I got the Czarface.
That I need. I have never seen that one.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it either. I was like, whoa.
What I have never seen that.
And then we figured it out last night, the Czarface cover.
That is Czarface, yeah.
Then you got Tikal.
That's Tikal. I have that one.
Yeah, you got Liquid Swords.
I got that one too. I got Liquid Swords. I got that one too.
Digi.
Got that one.
Mob Deep.
Don't have that one.
Gangstar.
Don't have that one either. I don't think. I do have that one.
B and Rakim. CNN. That was this album, man. I played this shit to the tape bus, man. That shit stayed in my deck, flipping. Quim and I. This was big to us in the South. Outkast was like Wu-Tang, like that was big to us, man. But I noticed now, like, and then you got, of course, Halftime.
That's sick.
That's the bad man right there. These shit's going for $500 now, dog. Slab.
Dang.
That one is probably that Nas one is probably the one everybody is on hard.
That's the big one. That's the grail of the hip hop covers. But I could never get involved with these.
I had a few hip hop covers just dropped in the mail. I wanted to show you. I'm glad you did that.
Absolutely. Oh shit.
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what what album is. I don't know what. I gotta figure it out.
No, that's fuck. Oh.
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm stuck. Got
Nah,
me
I
on
know
that.
that. I know that one. I know that one. I definitely know that one. Hold on. Let me see if we can. All right. See, this is why I feel like they should always, it bothers me. Like, it actually bothers me that they don't put the name of
You
the
know what I mean?
album, or something, but it's Company Flows Fun Crusher Plus.
Yeah, that's what popped up for me.
Yeah. So
The
it's
next
not what I
one.
thought it was. I had to see if that was what I thought it was. It's not. I wonder what I. Oh, and there you go, right there. That's
Body joint.
that's dope.
Next one.
Yeah, I got that one.
So, that's
And
Master
that
of
one is
Ceremony.
another one that I couldn't. That's XM or
Ain't that Master of Ceremony?
something like that. Yeah, it's some MCs or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
One of
Master
my
of Ceremony. Grand
personal,
Poobah.
that's
That's Grand
ceremony.
Poobah.
Is it?
favorites.
It's just shit. I don't know what cover that is, right? You got me on that.
Which one?
That
The
cover right
Agents of
there.
Shield one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that too. I don't know. Agent of Shield. I don't know.
Now this one right here, crazy.
Solo.
That's dope. I don't know what
Nah,
album
I
cover that
don't
is,
know
but
that one is either. I
that's
don't know
dope.
that one
It's
either.
hard.
That's
That's
why,
hard.
like I'm not trying to collect every one of them,
No,
but those, like the ones that are like, these are the albums that I grew up on, like the albums that I love, like
this
36
one.
Chambers, like 36 Chambers and shit. Like
I
those are
had to
the
have that one.
albums you got. Is
Yeah,
that
he was
it?
dope.
That's all the new ones you got?
Oh, that's hip hop. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To add to the collect, add to what I
OG
got.
Lee
You know
sent
what I'm
those.
saying. Nah, these right here came from
Oh,
somewhere else.
okay.
Cook
Yeah,
said he got
shout
a
out to OG
connection.
Lee.
Cook said he got a
Oh yeah,
connection. He's the man.
he definitely some good stuff from last week. But
Cook's got.
I showed that I had showed that. But yeah, when it comes to hip hop covers, man, like I told you, them and them Ross covers. So I just got the Colossus. If you see the Colossus up there next to Hook,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That came also. So like yeah, them two right there. I'm crazy about those.
Hell yeah.
Man, look at y'all's backgrounds and look at mine. This is how I feel on the Peaceful. Yeah, I
You
just
on the
got that
move?
new
You on
cover
the move?
with
Yeah, you in
the
a hotel.
Yeah,
this is
you on the
actually my
move.
John Cena collection right here.
Uh,
Everything John Cena. I got the John Cena poster right here. I know y'all can't see him, but that's
right.
just the
Nah,
whole thing.
it's hard to see right now, but I believe you that they're there.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna slab these. We definitely slab. I'm definitely slabbing these. Well, it's I'm gonna definitely slab the Wu-Tang ones for
Yeah, you
sure.
got to slap though. And the
And of
Nas
course,
joints.
Squadron
Them joints you got to
That
Supreme.
slap.
one's
The
so
Nas joints.
fire.
this is the first
Yeah,
one
that
that
is.
slabbed right there, because that's the grail of any hip hop, Marvel hip hop collected right there. That's the joint. But like
And
Cooks, Cooks is trying to get all them shits, and there's like 180 of them.
as many as
Cooks
I
trying to
can,
And
get
they
as
keep
many
every.
as
coming
I
out
can
with more.
get at a good
Hold up, and
price.
they keep coming out with more because the
Yeah,
one Reno's just showed. I don't even think that one's supposed to come out until November. I was just reading just now. They said that's not even supposed to come out till November.
the one
So you
I
might have
showed.
got, yeah, unless I'm reading an older article, but it was saying that because
Which
they
one?
showed a couple more, but I didn't know the albums that they showed.
What are you talking about? This one, the
That
Czarface?
that Thanos joint, yeah, because
Yeah,
like they had one here
Clint.
that I didn't even know existed. It was it's
I'll tell you when this drop.
Hellraiser. It's Hellraiser and
Oh, I need the Gravediggers too. I need Gravediggers and ODB.
I
Them the
mean
two I
Razor
need.
Razor and Consequence. Razor and Consequence is 2007 album. Don't quit your day job. They got a hip hop cover for
Wow.
that.
Mm,
See what I'm saying?
yeah, man.
Just don't stop.
Nah, bro. This shit.
There's no way to look up where they come from.
Marvel
What do you
puts
mean?
them out, but a lot of times we just try to figure out what
Yeah,
what hip hop albums it was.
this dropped in 2017, bro.
Did it?
Yeah.
I missed that one.
Wait,
When
I
did
might
that happen?
have a.
Shit, I
I
missed
might
the
be
hell
on
out
to
of it.
something.
I didn't even know what it was when I got it. I just seen Thanos looking dope, and I seen that this is a comic book of an album cover that's of a comic book, and I was like, man, that's deep right there. So I grabbed it, but I had no idea what it was until last night. I think it was.
If somebody can find this one,
on
that's
there
gonna
with
be
Gunna.
so fire.
Oh
I
yeah,
got
straight
that
out
one.
of Compton.
That
NWA.
is so fire.
I got
So I'm
that. I
actually,
got that one.
I found some link and it's showing me the originals and then all the other ones.
Oh,
Okay.
So I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna try to find the one that he had.
Stranger thing. What's up, Nate?
I always forget this one. And this is the dope. This is the Wu-Tang Forever. This is probably
that's the one.
yeah. This is like my second or third favorite one right here. Is this one?
I'm gonna find it.
This one, the
Yeah, I'm gonna
Cuban
find
link.
that one here. Yeah, that's hot.
This one and this one are probably my favorite, and then the Illmatic, and then the 36 Chambers, definitely the Liquid Swords. I really need some Ghostface shit.
Got that one. Got that one. Yeah. I love.
I don't think I ever seen a Ghostface cover.
Nah, me neither. They don't have like they need to have like a Supreme Clientele joint. I think they do have the Wallaby. I don't know. They might have Iron Man with all the Wallies on the table. They might have that.
That would be, bro. That'd be hella dope.
Y'all said they still making them. They made some like ASAP Rocky and J. Cole.
They make new artists and all of that. That's why I'm not gonna try to do like Cooks and just try to get all 100 and 200 of them, because I'm just gonna get the ones that these are the albums I love. I know Cooks because you made the declaration. You said I'm getting all of them.
Yeah, close I can.
So, then
I'm gonna send a link.
I'm going to be behind you on that.
Cooks, I'm sending that link that I had. That's not the link.
Yeah, please send it to me. So I can label the ones I don't know, like I did the other one.
Okay, 6
there
Element.
Boom.
Him.
Dead hit.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
I
gotta try.
Hey, Stu. Hey, Stu. I want to show you this one.
Oh man, I haven't seen one of those in years. Secret Wars 2. Dang, Cooks. Where'd you come up on that?
I'm a DM you and talk to that. Talk to you about that.
Yeah, hit a brother. Hit Infinity Man up. Hit up Infinity Man. Let him know
you already know. I'm gonna DM
you. Yeah, talk to Infinity Man about that one. Yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
With all these secrets, and whisperings.
Hey Reno, I just sent you the season 1 of all the covers. I gotta try to see how I can find the other season, but yeah, at least you got
Stu,
season 1 of it.
Stu, ain't you got the book? Stu, ain't you got the book?
I got the book of season 1. Yeah, I got
a
book, a hardcover book with all the season 1 joints on it. Man, it was. That's what.
That's a keeper too, ain't it?
Yo, did you know that Marvel put out a book, a Wakandan book, with you can use the what do they call it, Kuroki beads, to read it, and like when you shine the light from the Kuroki beads on it, it lights up hidden messages in the book. It's a Marvel technical. Yeah, it's a Marvel technical book. I just ordered one off of Amazon. When it comes out, I definitely got to show it. I'll send you the link to it, man. It's like a book Marvel put out. And it comes with the Wakandan Kuroki beads or whatever they call it. Kuroki or I don't know how to say it, but if you take the beads and you squeeze the beads, they shine a light, like a purple light. And when you it's like, I guess it's like a black light, and then you put the black light over certain parts of the book, and there's hidden information in there. It's like a technical manual about like ships and different things like that in the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's something you definitely gotta check out when you get a chance.
Yeah. Putting together these. Oh, I grabbed it. Yo, did I show you the Gotta step all over these landmines.
Oh, he got plenty in there.
Did I show you the new Azrael?
Yo, where'd you get that? That is dope.
He had him at Walmart.
No,
At
you serious?
Walmart.
Yeah, he good. He good. I like how they got the flaps are like, see what I'm saying? They're soft. They're not like stiff plastic. They're like, it's like leather. So they need to apply that to a Mr. Sinister, because he got a
That'd be
cape like
dope.
this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is
yeah,
that a DC Universe
yeah.
multiverse drawing or?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I definitely gotta find that.
DC is gold label. You call it right there. Gold label, premium. You know, multiverse, DC multiverse.
Yeah, that's hella dope.
Yo, thank you, Al Mega, man. Salute, brother. You got the interview, man. Shout out Al Mega. Al Mega just interviewed Todd McFarlane recently. Check that out. And then he just interviewed Robert Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I gotta see that.
Yeah,
I gotta see that. Yeah.
I think that video drops what he said, September.
I should have did that one live, so I could have been in the chat on that. I had questions.
Yeah,
I had mad questions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a dope guest right there. But speaking of dope guests, man, thank you, British man, for coming on and chopping it up with us, bro. For real.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it.
We really.
Yeah,
and
I did.
Just so y'all can see, this is the Peace Walk Journey Across the Nation. This is the newspaper article. Alabama native spreads peace and unity. So yeah, man, he's really out there doing that, man.
Now, did you watch the movie? Did you watch the movie Joe Bell yet?
Oh, my bad.
I did. I actually watched it about 3-4 weeks ago. When it was released, I watched it.
What's that?
The night it was released. So Joe Bell is he's doing a walk across America, but he's going from like Oregon to somewhere on like the northeastern area. But he's walking because his son got bullied for being homosexual, and he's just pretty much bringing awareness to how wrong it is to bully people because he no longer has his son. So
they killed him, or he killed himself?
His son committed suicide.
Yeah, he committed suicide and killed himself.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's I was just like, whoa, that's an interesting movie that it comes out now, and all these different topics that we hit on, like that's what Cook was bringing to my attention. We talk about single mothers raising a son on their own, single fathers raising a daughter. We talk about disabilities and different diseases and just stuff that may make you different, or stuff that you're going through that somebody else may be able to relate to. I recently had a guy who had Marfan syndrome on, and he was 7'3", and it affects him, like his heart, and it's different pains and stuff that he goes through. But he was able to share what Marfan syndrome was, how it affects him, and bring awareness to the syndrome as a whole.
Right.
So for Joe Bell, I've heard mixed reviews on it. I'm gonna say I appreciate the movie. I definitely appreciate that movie.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it.
No,
I never heard of it. No, I never heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I've been trying to watch it.
I immediately thought about Forrest Gump. When Cook told me about this, I thought about Forrest Gump, and he didn't. I don't think he did that for like peace or anything. He did that for like Jenna.
He just felt like running.
Yeah, it felt like
he
running.
just started running. Yeah, he just couldn't stop. So he just Kept running.
But now you've got an actual goal, and you're definitely an inspiration, brother. People, man, putting forth effort, you know what I mean, and doing something about it instead of just talking about it. And I respect that, man. I really do. I really appreciate it. And I hope you get that Lamborghini, man.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have it. It'll be a temporary me thing, but
tell us about that.
It's definitely. So with the Lamborghini, what I want to do is buy a Lamborghini, have all the kids' name from one specific St. Jude place, all their name on the Lamborghini, because like a lot of those kids have never seen one before, they've never ridden in one before. It's like, well, I get to spend a day with them. I'll go spend a day with this one, and then a day with this one, and then a day with this one. The only scary thing about it is getting so close to a child and then that child being taken away from this earth. Right. But I feel like God has prepared me. I'm ex-military. We do experience things like that. So I feel like he has prepared me for it. So I'm willing to take on that challenge. Just to see kids' happiness. I'm willing to take on that challenge.
Right. That's commendable, man. And
appreciate it.
It is.
Yeah,
it is, man.
So did everyone see What If? What did y'all think about this new episode with T'Challa? What if T'Challa was Star-Lord?
Very creative. Very creative.
I was impressed.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah, very creative.
I was very impressed.
Yeah.
And British, you haven't seen any of this show, right? Because you're out walking. Are you tuning into shit when you're in the hotel or whatever?
No, not really. It's so rare for me to watch a movie, a cartoon, anything. Usually I turn on the TV right before bed. I'll catch some Family Guy, American Dad episodes, maybe like some Rick and Morty or something. And then I knock out.
Okay.
Rick and Morty is like, I'm not like fully into it. Like, oh my gosh, Rick and Morty. I'll watch it. If it's on, I'll definitely watch it. But as far as the creators of Rick and Morty, their mindset is like, for them to make this and then talk about alternate dimensions and then going in the future and then in the past and it all making sense. It's just like, yo, that is creative. That's what's up.
Yeah, bro. It's very intelligent. It's super deep. Yeah, that's why I love
super
it.
Nerdy. It is super nerdy.
Yeah, they get deep, man. They get deep in the science and
like regular show. Like
regular show, Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. I
those are good.
Adventure Time.
Those are good. Those are good.
Show.
See, those are. I wish that this new generation were able to watch those. All they have is Teen Titan Go every day. Like,
see, my son, he watched that when he was a kid. He's 17 now, but regular show is probably his favorite shit. Adventure Time. Rick and Morty. That's what he watched.
Dexter's Laboratory. My sons love Dexter's Laboratory, man.
Dexter's Laboratory. That's my boy.
They thought Dexter's Laboratory was the greatest thing ever.
That was my boy.
See, we grew up watching Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Samurai Jack. It was tons of shows like that.
Naruto, Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Inuyasha, yeah.
You know about
Gundam Wings.
You don't know about Johnny Quest,
Cowboy Bebop. Oh,
Johnny Quest.
Yeah, got him on Blu-ray. Cooks. Original joints.
Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom, yeah.
I used to watch all that. My Life as a Teenage Robot.
What's the two?
I forgot about that. Ninth Grade Ninja. Don't forget about Outlaw Star.
Ninth Grade Ninja, and what's your boy with the Ben 10?
Yeah.
Oh, Ben 10. Yeah, Ben 10 was dope. Don't forget Rex. Generator Rex. Don't forget Generator Rex.
See, I'm lost on these Generation Rex, and then you said the Outlaw song. I don't remember
Outlaw
those
Star.
Outlaw Star. That's an anime.
Is that a dog?
That's anime. That's anime.
Okay.
Used to come on Adult Swim. Used to be Gundam Wings.
Cowboy Bebop was the shit.
Cowboy Bebop, Inuyasha. and there was
New
another one I
animes
used to
though. I'm
watch.
watching My Hero
This
Academia.
that's back when like Toonami was big, right?
That's
Yeah,
when it first came
Toonami.
out. That's when
Yeah.
Toonami first
When
came
it
out.
was
I used to
like
see.
Yo, y'all
no
remember
kids
Chalk
in the
Zone?
pool. Chalk Zone,
Yeah,
yes.
Chalk Zone. Yeah,
Shout out Nathan, man. Straight to Danger. Nathan C. Nate said, y'all remember Chalk Zone?
Stranger Danger.
Yeah, man.
yeah, man. Dang, yeah, y'all taking it back on the cartoons now. Y'all got
Bruh.
me thinking. Y'all
You
gonna have
gotta
me
Now
go in
I'm
my
take
looking at,
archives,
oh,
man.
yo, my shit was
Foster's
Ninja.
Home.
See, when I was a kid, like our shit was Ninja Scroll, Fist of the North Star, you know what I'm saying?
Anime wise,
Dagger of
yeah, yeah.
Kamoy. Anime wise, right? That was our shit, like the movies and shit. Like now the kids got shows like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and MHA and all of that. But for us, at least, you know, my friends and shit, it was movies. Like anime was movies. We'd go to the VA, you know what I'm saying? We had to go to the video store, rent the VHS, you know what I mean? Of all the anime joints. Like we had the whole anime section rented at one point, every single joint, and that was our shit, you know.
See, the closest we got to anime was Pokemon. That
Yeah,
was like
that's
the
that's
closest,
that's the
but
late. Yeah, yeah. See, we had shit like Ninja
Yeah,
Scroll
we
and
had Ninja Scroll. What's the what? Let me see.
see, we ain't had
Okay, you
none of
got
that.
Ninja Scroll, Gundam Wings. You got Gundam 007, Gundam 009, Gundam Unicorn, uh, Star Blazers, G-Force, Battle of the Planets,
I ain't
all
watched
that, man.
none of those.
Oh man, you missed out on some good. You missed out on some good anime.
See, around
Uh,
that time, I was probably watching Gullah Gullah Island and stuff.
yo,
Ninja
I
Scroll is
found the
probably is
Ninja
revered.
Scroll
The
comic.
Ninja Scroll is revered as one of the best. They're revered as one of the best animes ever made. It's revered
It's
as one
my
of the best
it,
animes.
it, it, it's hands down my favorite anime ever
Yeah,
made.
next to Akira. If
Mhm.
you when you talk about anime, everybody's always gonna talk about Akira, Fist of the North Star, and Ninja Scroll. If you're a fan of anime, you had to have watched those three movies. Period. Point blank.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down. Like
Mhm.
yeah, those three movies are that's it when it comes to anime. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you have to watch those because when I first saw Fist of the North Star, I was blown away because I was like, yo, they punching jokers, their heads
Oh,
exploding. Yeah, I'm like, what is this? Yeah, and then yeah, he would just like, yeah, he was real fast.
man.
I was like, what is
Little
this?
head just go to pow
Yeah, all he had to do was punch you one time. That's
or
it. Didn't
jack.
even have to knock you out or
That sound
jab you.
like
Yeah,
One Punch Man.
you would explode.
Well, now,
Yeah,
now
your
One
body
Punch
would.
Man is a new joint that's I think is dope. Like it's
I mean,
satire, but it's dope. The bad guy, the the villains that he fights is dope. You know what I'm saying? The art, like the way they break it down, but it's hilarious because he's One Punch Man, so he can kill anything in one punch. It's a satire though, like it's making fun of how the anime character, like Goku or whatever, can always whoop anybody and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, but this dude, man, like you can't touch him, like you can't even hurt him.
yeah.
They said, "How'd you get your powers?" He said, "I exercised really hard."
Yeah. Like 100 of everything a day, like 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups.
Yeah, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats,
100,
and he's like, and I
jumping jacks.
did it until my hair fell out. He's bald, and he's like, "You just gotta exercise till your hair falls out." And the heroes, they were like, "Why you gonna joke with us, man? We asked you a serious question, like, you know what I mean?" He's like, What do you mean? That's what I did." Like he's dead ass serious. So all he did was some push-ups and some pull-ups and shit, and now he can
One punch.
punch
That's
the
all you
the
need.
the, the baddest
One
motherfucker in the
punch.
universe with
Yeah,
one punch.
one punch is all you need.
He
Yeah.
punched dude and around the earth and landed behind him. Like
Right.
what?
Oh yeah.
They
Yo,
have
when I
these
first saw that, I couldn't stop laughing. I said, yo, this has gotta be. I said,
they
yo,
have
this
these
is
big debates on YouTube, like who could win, One Punch Man or Goku, who would win, and like I always think,
Superman, One Punch
yeah, but I
Man.
always
Yes,
think like, don't you understand the point of One Punch Man is that he can beat anyone in one punch? Like, so if you go in his world, he's gonna beat you. Like that's just it. There is no competition. That's his character, is that he can kill anything in one punch. So you can't beat him.
See,
But
I've
they'll
always
go
felt like Goku, Ultra Instinct, and
Yeah.
The speed of Goku.
Right.
But then it's like, well, One Punch Man
He got the speed too.
he landed on the
Yeah,
moon
I
and
was
he
gonna
picked up
say,
a
yeah.
rock and was like, okay, and just jumped back to Earth. It was like,
Yeah.
I mean, he fast, but
He don't have Ultra Instinct, but the thing was that the way I looked at it was it depends on what universe they're in. Like if you put One Punch Man in the Dragon Ball Z universe, then Goku gonna win.
that makes sense. That
But
definitely
in
makes
the One
sense.
Punch world, you automatically lose because you fighting One Punch Man. It's a satire, so you can't. Silly man, but yeah, man,
You
those are
can't
so
get one over the other. Yeah, you're right.
you
You
can't.
can't get one over
when
the other.
you
Yeah.
and I wanted to segment. I wanted to ask you guys have y'all had a chance to maybe see or get a glimpse of the leaked Spider-Man footage trailer?
Nah. I didn't get a chance. Nah.
Yeah, I did.
I had to scour the net and try to get some.
Yeah.
Try to
When you get a
find.
chance, you're gonna see some
No,
very interesting stuff. A lot of stuff that we heard is really in there. You know what I mean? But it just depends on how much, you know what I mean, they're gonna change it up when they actually drop it for real.
right.
Mm, I
You know what
definitely
I'm
gotta check
saying?
that out.
I saw all
Mm.
three of them. Like they had all three of them in there. You know what I'm saying? All three of them. You know what I mean? They had all three of them in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Flashback. You can tell it. You can tell it's multiverse. You know, because Doctor Strange he play a major
Mm.
part. Like it's good. It's good,
Yeah,
man.
that part I heard. Yeah, I heard Doctor Strange plays a major part in it.
I
Yeah.
seen the Sandman. I seen what the name Doc Ock. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
You know
special
what?
appearances.
You know what? I'm curious to know if Mysterio's going. Because remember, he didn't kill Mysterio. He got away.
In
So I'm
fact,
curious
that's
to know
how
if Mysterio.
from from the leak footage, that's how the movie gonna start. Like how it ended. Remember how the last one
Oh,
ended with
Mysterio. Yeah,
Mysterio
Mysterio telling him.
in the
Yeah, it
camera?
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, telling him who his identity was. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
The way that y'all know comics and then no cartoons and then no hats and then no shoes, and it's not like you just dabbling. It's like, no, I does this. It's like
Right.
it's mind blowing.
Don't
It's
forget about. Don't forget about video games.
and of
Yeah.
In
course
hip
video
hop.
Well,
games and hip
the
hop.
same
Like
way.
and hip
Well, check
hop.
this
You know.
out. Hey, well, check this out. Hey, British, ain't you a stepper?
a stepper, you mean step
Yeah,
team?
don't you like
Team,
yeah,
yeah,
don't you do that?
you're
I
in
dance,
college.
yeah.
That's hip hop.
Yeah, that's hip hop.
Yeah, that's hip hop. That
That's
But
is
it's
hip
hip
like
hop.
hop. Yeah.
y'all got like levels to everything. I feel like it's the y'all's generation.
Yeah, we are. We are a nostalgic bunch. We are Gen X. We definitely have like our nostalgia, the shit that we love, and we get into something and we really get into it.
Yeah,
It's
You
not
know,
yeah.
I
so
see
much
like
of like, oh, this is the trend, so I'm gonna jump on that. It's like,
right,
no, just because it's a trend don't mean I like that. I
right.
actually like this. And I
Whereas
feel
the
like
kids
that's what y'all
today,
have.
yeah, kids today, they whatever's hot, whatever's popular, like, oh, that's old. They don't fuck with it. It's
Yeah.
like some of the best shit is old. What do you mean? Like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we see it
Like
that way.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm looking for a boombox, a ghetto blaster, double cassette,
mm,
jumping lights, JVC, 20 battery radio Ryan radio right now. So
Big
Miss
dog.
Stella, you walking across the country. If you find one, give me a call. I'll come right out
That's
there and get it.
fire.
I'm
word
That's
up.
coming right
fire.
out. I'm coming right out there and getting that. I've been looking for one for a long time.
So
Came
what do you
close.
Boombox.
Found one in New Orleans, but the guy wouldn't sell it to me.
what do you think
Guy
about
wouldn't
a
sell it.
Finn spinoff? Finn from Star Wars.
Are you asking me or you asking Scoop?
I'm asking Stu or Cooks,
I don't.
but
Yeah,
Stu is a
I
Star
could
Wars
see
fan.
it. Check it out. I could see it, but my thing is, where would you go with it? Because they did say Finn was supposed to be force sensitive, and when he was
Yeah,
sinking in the mud or whatever, he was trying to tell Ray that he was force sensitive,
right.
and they cut him off. So if they would explore that, yeah, I could go with it.
Yeah,
I could go
hell
with it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely
That's
go.
what
Have
I
you been
think.
watching Bad Batch? You been checking out Bad Batch?
I have not finished it. My pops he be getting on me too. Like you ain't finished it because he finished it. But yeah, shout out pops, man. Yeah, he watched the shit out of that. But no, I didn't
Now,
finish it, man. I've only seen like the first few episodes. I just don't have time, man.
now I get
Time
it.
to really watch
Now,
shows, man.
since I had time, remember we were talking about Maestro, and we were
Right.
talking about his origin. I actually read. I think I've read damn near all of them, like two comics, maybe two comics short. Because Warren Pax is a 6-issue series, and I think I'm one of them
Yeah.
like 4 or 5. So we finally got the origin of Maestro. It's deep. It's dope,
Yeah.
but it's deep. Yeah, it's
The
deep, man.
yeah, talking about that the one where he it's like a post apocalyptic
Yeah, Future
on
Imperfect
Earth,
Hulk.
future
Yeah,
imperfect. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I get why he became the Maestro. I get it now. Like they break it all the way down.
Right.
But yeah, but I get it now. It's dope. You gotta read it, and that's also the Cook's pick of the week.
Boom.
So when people ask y'all who would win in a fight, Superman or Hulk, do y'all think of like, do you immediately say which Superman and which Hulk, or do you just say like the common Superman and common Hulk?
Well, that's the thing. Like there is different levels to Hulk. Like the original Hulk, Wolverine could kill him by slashing his throat. Hulk now, there's no way. He just got exponentially more and more powerful as they wrote, more and more stories. He became, now he's like godlike to the point where, as Maestro, he's head of the whole universe. You know what I mean? Like there's Old Man Logan, where it's a future timeline where the Hulk, takes over shit. Like, it has a whole section of the country that. So it's yeah, that's because, and I don't know a lot about Superman. I'm not a big Superman fan,
I
but
am not a Superman fan.
yeah,
Everybody,
out of
everybody hates
DC,
Superman.
I like Batman. I think you're either Batman or you're Superman. I'm definitely Batman, but
What about
I
the
don't know,
Flash?
Stu. What do
Nobody
you
ever
think,
talks
Stu?
about the
Though,
Flash.
but what do you think, Stu? Is there
Flash
different
is dope.
Superman?
That's my
Is
boy.
there
I think,
different
to be honest
levels of
with you,
Superman?
you know what? If you would, he's right. If you was to just take regular Superman,
Well, the
DC
original
likes,
Superman didn't fly, for instance.
right?
The
Well, he
first
couldn't yet.
Superman never could fly. Right.
Yeah, he couldn't yet.
He
He had
just
to, he
leaped
had
tall
to,
buildings in a
yeah,
single
he leaped
bound. He
tall
could jump
buildings. Yeah,
high. Right.
he had to learn how to fly. Yeah, but
Mhm.
I look at it like this. I just read an article. I'm glad y'all asked. I just read an article the other day, and they were saying that Superman just declared that he can dodge dark sides or mega beams. Now everybody knows that in the DC universe you can't dodge dark sides or mega beams. You just can't do it. And they gave an explanation why. So my thing is Superman isn't even one of the most powerful people in the DC universe or the fastest. So how is it that he can dodge dark sides or mega beams? Like they
Uh-huh.
do anything to keep Superman on top in my book.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you was to really
He's their Boy
like the
Scout. He's their
right, like
Mhm.
the madder Hawk
ultimate.
gets, the stronger Hawk gets.
They're
No matter
their
what
Conor
environment.
McGregor.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So you could
The
put
matter Hulk gets, the
yeah,
stronger he gets.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put Superman on a planet with a red sun, he's just a regular person.
Right.
There's nothing he can do. You put Hulk on a planet with a red sun, he gonna take it over.
Right.
So I
There's
had to put
nobody
you
that can
put
stop him.
we had to put him and Spade in the verses to see who'll win that. Because
Yeah. That's what we were
I bet
saying.
Spade, he got an answer for everything you saying. I didn't know he do.
Yeah. But Superman to me, they like you say, he's the goal, and they make him OP. And a lot of people that's why they killed him back in the 90s, because a
Right.
lot of people were just tired of Superman. They're like, yo, like, is there anything Soup can't do? I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
And then they
Like
brought
when
him
you
right
talk,
back,
then they brought him right back. Because when you talk
stronger
about
than
the
ever.
fourth, yeah, when you talk about the fourth dimension, you talking about, okay, High Father, Dark Side, Orion, Calibec, Steppenwolf. You talking
Mhm.
about all those? They're gods. Like
Right. The new
and the
God.
closer they get, the closer they get to the source wall, which is where everybody gets their power from in the DC universe, the stronger they get. So Superman doesn't get stronger as he gets closer to the source wall. Like Darkseid can
Mhm.
manipulate his size. He could be as big as Godzilla. He could be as small as Adam Ant.
Right.
It doesn't. You know what I mean? Like
He's like
how
Apocalypse
could
in
you?
that way.
Right. Like how could you? How could Superman stand against that? Like, but they find a way to make it happen all the time.
So what about
Yeah.
Phoenix or Jean Grey? If she
Well,
had to go against
the Phoenix Force is an entity that is the most powerful entity across the multiverse. It
Yes,
transcends all the multiverses. Jean Grey is just
a vessel.
yeah, a level
So
10
forth.
telepath, right? So, but it liked Jean Grey when it first, collided with her, and when they was out in space, and it just kind of, adapt, like symbiotically, melded to her and became the Dark Phoenix and all of that. But the Phoenix Force has since joined with a whole bunch of different heroes. Like you've had a Phoenix, there's been like a Phoenix Wolverine, there's a Phoenix Cyclops, like you know what I mean? Like there's been a lot of different Phoenixes.
didn't know that.
Phoenix had taken over a lot of different characters. But yeah, the
Mhm.
Phoenix itself is an entity in itself that is a intelligent being that most beings like the multiverse. So every universe has Galactus, and every universe has a Thor, and every universe has a Spider-Man. But the Phoenix Force, there's only one
There's only
across
one. Yeah.
all the multiverses.
That's
Yep.
fire.
Yeah. That's why I love Marvel, man. I love the deep, how they get real deep with the cosmic and the multiverse shit and the dimensional. Like I love how they just get super deep with all of that shit.
A Rick and Morty type of thing.
Right. Exactly. Well, speaking of that, like Rick and Morty did the remember the Council of Ricks, where he okay, well, there were all the Ricks, and there was like 1,000 different Ricks, but they were different versions of Rick, and they had a big council, and they basically run the universe, kind of like, well, they got that from a Marvel story, the Council of Reeds, where Reed Richards went and found there was a place where all the Reeds of all the multiverses found out about each other, and they meet and they have a council and they deal with all the problems of the universe. So all the Reeds, because the Reeds have been able to go to the different multiverses, because he's the smartest dude on the planet. Yeah. So, and Rick is also the smartest guy, supposed to be the smartest human in the universe or whatever. So they that's a good, and that like that's a good correlation. Rick and Morty and Marvel are definitely linked.
Yeah.
Shout out Herbert Carpenter. Yo, what up, man?
Yeah, because what's your name does that too. DC, but theirs is explained in a way where DC says that you got Earth 1. That's the Earth that we know with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. That's the original Earth where everything started, and then everything spins off of that. So there's always a Batman on every Earth. There's always a Superman, but they all play different roles.
Yeah.
So you got like Earth 8. On Earth 8, all the roles are reversed. Every villain on Earth 8, or is it 616, whatever? I gotta look at it. But
Marvel's the 616.
It's I think it's 8 or 2. It's either Earth 2 or 8. But every villain on there is a hero, and all the heroes are villains. Yeah. So, and with the exception
and Marvel's
of like
got a multiverse where all the men are women. Like Magneto, there's a female Magneto and a male Scarlet Witch.
And male Scarlet Witch, yeah. Scarlet now, because instead of Superman, you'll have like Ultraman. Instead of Wonder Woman, it's Superwoman. Instead of Wonder Woman, instead of Batman, is Owlman. Owlman.
And you got the crime boss. What's the crime family? Crime syndicate.
The crime syndicate. The crime syndicate is actually the Justice
League. They're like a mafia.
The evil. Right. They run themselves like a mafia. So you got Ultraman, who's the boss of bosses. So nobody can, Ultraman is the head of the family.
Yeah.
And then what they do is like they'll take you and Cooks, and y'all made men. So if you're a made man, they give you superpowers.
Right.
So that's how you're a made man. They made you a man, like a Superman or a powered man. And then you got territories that you gotta, govern, and then bring in money for the family. Like you're an earner. So you're an earner, so you bring it, and it's dope. So like Lex Luthor, the Joker, Mr. Freeze and all, they're all the heroes. All of them are the heroes on that planet, on that universe.
That's
crazy.
Herbert Carpenter, he said, when are you guys gonna talk about what? Tell us, Herbert. What are you asking about? He said, when are you guys gonna talk about? All right, go ahead, Bruce.
I'm saying I feel like may have been mentioning the Peace Walk or something. It was all the way at the very,
Do you
very
know him?
beginning.
Oh, need to hear about Alpha Flight. He said.
Oh yeah.
Alpha Flight. Wolverine. Ain't that Wolverine? Because that's another thing in the
Alpha
Marvel
Flight is a
universe. Yeah,
Canadian
let me
team.
ask Reno because
Canadian.
Reno, you the Wolverine fan. Okay, Wolverine is Canadian. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, so why do they never? Alpha Flight was like the first team he was on. So
Right.
where does the Weapon X project come in at? Was that before Alpha Flight or after Alpha Flight?
That's way before, but the Alpha Flight. See, there's in Canada, it's Weapon H, I think it's called. Or they've got the it's some, it's a version of that, but Weapon X is different. So
Right.
yeah, but yeah, Alpha Flight is like a team, of superheroes like the X-Men or whatever, but it's just a whack team that nobody cares about.
I feel like
they're
I've
kinda
got
whack.
like 20 I feel like I could just ask y'all questions back to back to back about all this stuff. Like,
That's what we here
Yeah,
for, man.
it's
That's what
fun,
That's
man.
why we
That's
do
what
the show. Yeah, that's what we
okay,
do the
that's what the
show.
show's about.
is Wolverine related to X-23, or are they
Yes.
made
Yeah,
from?
well, no, Wolverine.
Yes and
X-23
no.
is a clone of Wolverine.
There's a clone of Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a
You said
clone of his.
okay.
She is a clone of his
They took his
DNA.
DNA and cloned it.
And then there's
And
Honey Badger, which is a clone of X-23.
3. Yeah.
I might need to look up Honey Badger.
Yeah, British
Yeah,
Dunn was like, wait a minute. British Dunn was like, wait a minute, hold up.
Yeah, Honey
Badger,
Badger is like a younger female X-23, and then there's Dakin, which is Wolverine's son. He's got
that's the son.
2
Honey
claws.
Badger.
And X-23's got 2 claws, whereas Wolverine has 3. Honey Badger, she's got 1 claw from her hand and 1 from her feet, I think, something like that. X-23 has 1 from her foot and 2 from her hands. But yeah, they're all just variations. And so they have like Wolverine had bone claws. His claws, they were made of bone. When they, his real mutant, power or whatever, his mutation, bone claws come out. But he also has a healing factor, which allows him to heal so fast that Weapon X was able to take him and inject, coat his bones with liquid metal, adamantium, that would have killed anybody else to do that process, of course, because they would just die from being fucked up. But he could heal so fast that they were able to coat his bones with adamantium, an indestructible metal, and they coated his claws with a blade, you know what I mean? They put blades on
metal.
claws.
It's the same metal.
They did that with Deadpool.
They made it into blades. What now?
Could they do that with Deadpool?
Could they do what? Oh yeah. They could do that with Deadpool. His healing factor is way more advanced.
Now they actually at one point in the Marvel universe, they actually did it with Sabretooth. They covered his skeleton in adamantium. So his claws and skeleton is covered in adamantium at one point. I don't know if they because I haven't heard anything about Sabretooth in years. But the last Sabretooth story I read, they did the same thing to him. It made him just as dangerous as Wolverine.
Yep.
That's what makes Wolverine even more dangerous. It's hard to kill him.
It was the alternate universe, the Age of Apocalypse universe. Sabretooth, they enhanced him with adamantium. Yeah, they bonded the unbreakable metal to his skeleton.
Oh, they didn't even have it as claws. They look like they had just like Wolverine's. I thought it would have been like on his fingertips.
Oh, the way his fingertips grow out. Yeah, the way his fingertips grow out.
They put claws on him, like Wolverine claws.
Yeah.
But yeah, he should have like his they've also got it where his fingertips are long claws too.
Yeah, I seen him.
His nails,
his nails grow. Yeah.
And then there's the what's the chick? What's the chick?
Lady
Deathstrike.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She got.
Don't forget Omega Red. Don't forget Omega Red.
Omega Red is probably my favorite X-Men villain besides Apocalypse. Omega Red is just a dope character, bro.
Yes, he
I
is.
feel
He's the
like were
Russian
all
version.
these people in all
Juggernaut.
these people were in Wolverine versus Hulk, right?
Say what now?
I said, weren't all these people in Wolverine versus Hulk?
No,
Lady
no.
Deathstrike, Omega Red, and well, I mean, I know Saber. I'm just those two. Lady Deathstrike and Omega Red. I thought they were both in there.
Nah, they're Lady Deathstrike. That's all with Wolverine's past. Where Omega Red, Lady Deathstrike, all of them has something to do with his past.
You've seen
I
Wolverine
think he.
versus Hulk, right? The cartoon where
Well,
Yeah.
this is the Hulk versus Wolverine. This is the first appearance ever of Wolverine. First time he ever appeared was in Hulk number 181. Unless you count the cameo appearance that he had in M180, where they just showed a picture of him at the end. But nah, in this it's they sent Wolverine rather to kill Hulk, but he decides to capture him instead. And but it's just him and Hulk. But nah, like Lady Deathstrike and all of that, they're not in it. But there's a what if book. We were talking about what if Wolverine killed the Hulk. So that just shows you that back in the day, like Hulk was he could be killed by Wolverine, which he couldn't possibly be killed by Wolverine now.
Right. Now here's the crazy part. Wolverine was probably the only one that could do it.
He just sliced his throat real fast, and Hulk bled out. And then the rest of the comic is about Magneto getting Wolverine to infiltrate the X Mansion and help him kill Professor X, because Wolverine had not yet become part of the X-Men. Wolverine wasn't X-Men at first. He was just a guy that a Canadian superhero that they sent after the Hulk. And then the all new X-Men, they had Professor X, go around the world and find mutants from different countries and everything. And the one he got from Canada was Wolverine. He got Storm from Africa. He got Colossus from Russia. He got Sunfire from Japan. It's the whole crew. Everybody. He got them from different places, and sent them to go and save the original team, which was Angel and Cyclops and Beast and Jean Grey and Iceman, I think. Yeah.
So who is Romulus?
Isn't that
Romulus?
Isn't Romulus
Romulus.
Isn't that oh, it's only took my tongue. Sentinel?
I looked him up and I saw what he looked like, but I'm just like, I don't know who he is though. They said he looked just like Wolverine, or he's got claws like Wolverine. How? Okay, so I'm waiting on Reno to find a comic on that. But how many Marvel characters do y'all think that there is?
And how many Marvel characters?
Yes,
it's a lot. Dude, I couldn't even count them on one hand. That's a good question. I'm gonna get that number for you, but it's over 100. I can tell you that. You mean just heroes or villains or just everybody?
Everybody.
Yeah, it's over 100. Yeah. Romulus is a fictional.
Romulus over 7,000.
Yeah,
maybe more than 50,000 if you count one off and what was it? Ancillary superheroes, villains.
Yeah, I got that poster.
So here's a poster with just a small handful.
Yeah, I got that. I like that poster. That's my poster.
That's just a tiny handful of some of the superheroes.
So there's more DC than there are Marvel, right? That's what the thing I Googled. It said that
more DC characters than Marvel characters.
Yeah,
I would not know.
That. Yeah, that I could believe.
I could believe it.
DC
they
has
just make up characters.
Whoa!
They just make them up willy nilly, man. They just keep making them up. They don't give a fuck.
Why we got to talk about DC in such a bad way, sir?
I've been accused of hating DC. I do not hate DC. I rock heavy with Batman and
over 10,000.
This is, I think, is that Romulus?
Yep.
Oh, let me go to it.
That's him in the
Okay,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, that's him in the back. They're
Reminds me of like Akuma.
Romulus is Romulus species. They're species of people that evolved from canines instead of like they say we evolved from apes. They evolved from canines. Most of the time when you see him, he's featured with Wolverine or in the Wolverine series.
Yep.
So with y'all having all these comics, do a lot of them show everybody's back, or is there a way to find out every single person's backstory, like
Yes,
where,
sir.
so you can find where Phoenix came from?
Yes, sir. Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Wikipedia. Now they also have a wiki. They also have a comic like a Marvel wiki, a DC wiki, and
They've
that's
got
all they.
encyclopedias, like they got
Yeah, they
books
got.
like the
Matter
Marvel
of fact,
Universe with
I
all the
have
characters
one.
and shit.
Hang on,
They
I
got
have
one
one.
in Walmart. I wanted to get, man. That shit. They got a DC one and a Marvel one,
Hey,
and I was
I
trying to
got
decide
something
which one to
special for
get.
you. I got something special for you, British. I got something special for you. Hang on.
Oh yeah, and hey British, write this down. I got a dope documentary for you on YouTube. It's called The Stan Lee Story.
Oh, I got to get ready to go, y'all.
Yeah, write that down, British.
All
And
right.
before we go, British, I want you to do one more thing too. Let everybody
All
know
right.
what states that you finna walk through next.
So my next states, let me see. Right now I am in Oklahoma, so I'm getting ready to hit uh, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, possibly Nevada, Cali, Oregon, Washington. So with
Jesus.
all these fires going on, I may have to start going at an angle. So that would mean
Yeah.
Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, or Idaho, Oregon, Washington.
You might have to walk on
Mm-hmm.
fire. You might have to be like Denzel Washington, man on fire. All right, British Sterling, this is for you. Yes, sir.
What's
Mm,
that
This is for
say?
you,
yep.
Something
sir.
by year. DC Comics,
Yeah,
something
You
by
got to
year.
move it to the left.
yeah, okay.
There
Yeah.
you
There we
go.
Year
go.
by year, a visual chronicle. That's
Yeah,
fire.
that's a good one.
Now, I got this from a girl who got it from a guy. We don't know how she got it, but we don't even want to know. That worked at DC Comics.
Yo,
Turn it sideways.
Ali said you can come stay with him if you go through Arizona.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, I got a friend of mine gave this to me. Uh, Now check it. Not only, there we go. Slides out, and in this, you can actually look up the history of all
That's
DC.
sick.
Yeah, that's just like the one
Uh,
I was looking at in Walmart. They
Mm-hmm.
got that one. They got a Marvel one and a DC one. I need to grab the DC. I want the
yeah,
Marvel one because I just want to read about more Marvel shit. But I think I need to grab that DC joint because we're gonna start doing a show on Saturday called DC Day, and it's just
yeah,
gonna be about DC stuff. We're just gonna talk
yeah,
DC.
okay, like for example, 1942. They go by year. Um, you can go winter. They got January. They even go break it down by month: August, January. So 1942, the Amazon arrived. So that's when Wonder Woman came. January 1942. Wonder Woman Wow, Sensational Comics #1. And then they just go down to because originally Wonder Woman
So
was
is she the first
originally
one? She the first DC character?
no, no, not at all. No, she didn't come to 42.
Who's
This
the
book
first
goes
one?
back. This book goes back to 35. Let me see. Hang on. I'll tell you the first one is. Um, Wonder Woman was actually supposed to be, and this is something
Yeah.
interesting, British Sterling, because you just had a talk with a bunch of Neanderthal type people. They actually wanted Wonder Woman to be the secretary of the Justice League. She was not supposed to be a superhero. She's not supposed to be none of that. She's supposed to be their secretary, type letters and get them coffee, and that
Yeah.
was her role.
She was the
And
Wonder Woman.
yeah, she was Wonder
That's
Woman.
crazy.
Yeah, and she wore a secretary like uniform. Like she had the, that's where they came with the skirt. She had the skirt. When the earlier version, you'll see her with the skirt with the stars and stripes, because she was literally supposed to be their secretary, do their paperwork, get them
Yeah.
coffee, donuts, bring them food, and the people thought that was just too stereotypical, so they didn't. Let's see, 1935, DC's Genesis. It all started here from the DC Comics. Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson, a former military officer and pulp writer, had founded National Allied Publishing in 1934, and in 35, he launched the first ever comic book devoted to new material, New Fun, before New Fun comic books reprinted popular newspaper comic strips, but Wheeler Nicholson thought budget meant that he could not afford to purchase reproductions. Well, because of his budget, he couldn't do reproductions. So, in February of 1935, he started Daisy of Dynasty as a cowboy comic. They did that
That's
until
the first
October.
character, Daisy Cowboy.
Yeah, Daisy of Dynasty. New Fun #1.
Well, that those they were pulp westerns, and that was
that's
a
exactly what this
big
is.
business. Yeah, that was a big business. Pulp western. So yeah, man, that's dope, man.
It even says
I
here
gotta
that Walt Disney.
I gotta get ready for my auction, my sale, on Instagram. So y'all can follow me over there to Instagram and at 6th_element_comics, where I'll be selling lots of my comics. Mostly pretty much every night. But British man, tell them where they can find you on IG, TikTok, and Facebook.
So y'all see down below, right there, Instagram at British versus Sterling, TikTok at British versus Sterling, Facebook British S Malone, like Post Malone, like Carl Malone, like Moses Malone, like Buzzy Malone. British S Malone, the second. And then if you want the Peace Walk page, British S Malone the second, Peace Walk.
But it's actually British S Malone II.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, okay. Correct.
So it's what?
Peace Walk.
British.
Oh,
so it's two I's. So it's BRI.
No, British S Malone II to stand for the second.
At the end of my name, after Malone.
Yeah, like how they do the second and they put II, and then it'd be Peace Walk. So yeah, man. Check out his Facebook for updates and things like that. Where he's.
Are you on Twitter? Are you on Twitter at all, Rich?
Nope, that's what me and Cook gonna be getting on Twitter soon.
Gotta get on Twitter.
What about your gamer tag? Where can all us gamers find you?
I can't game right now.
Oh, I'm just asking the question. If you had a gamer tag, I mean, Sony got an app. You could still have a gamer tag and have the app, and still just text your fellow gamers as you walking across America. You never know.
It's true.
Yeah, that's good.
If I get some video games in hand, then I'll get on there. But right now, because I won't be focused on my Peace Walk. I'll be focused on the gaming. Right. So that's why I had to leave everything back, because I know myself.
Yeah. Okay. You'll be stuck somewhere on the switch.
Well, just in case, in case you're bored while you're walking, just set up a gamer tag on PlayStation app. You can always text the gaming community on there.
Oh yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah, something to think about.
All right, man. Like I said, man, thank you for coming on and sharing your experience with us, man. And we definitely behind you. And anybody that wants to help him out, man, check him out on Instagram, DM him, let him know what's up. And like Ali said, if you come through Arizona, you can stay at his place. I'm sure you get a lot of people be offering you, places and all of that. So that's really cool, man.
Word up.
But
I appreciate it.
This is 6th Element of Hip Hop. I'm Reno Noir, my host Stu Dog right here, my co-host Cooks24, and my man British versus Sterling, man. Check us out. And we will be back Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always. And then again Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Monday and Wednesday. You guys hang out for a second after I end the broadcast, all right?
No,
cool.
Peace out.
Yeah.